Last we left off, the party had recently claimed yet another victory, this time within the walls of the old Cloaked Rangers headquarters. Well done. Yep, celebrate. It's great. In the wake of their swift and fairly decisive victory, the party, sans Alistair, was left with two prisoners, one of which was unconscious at the time. They, through Bess, spoke with their rat captive in an attempt to discern the reason the rats were within the headquarters in the first place. Apparently, I did. Apparently, the rat god had commanded it. The idea of acting as emissaries to this god was once again floated around, but Bess took matters into her own hands, using her stilts to hop into the invisible barrier Doran had produced to trap their captives. She spoke in rat with Mim, their conscious prisoner, and gathered more details. Six, largely staying out of the situation up until this point, used his decanter to spray water into this invisible enclosure. This awoke the unconscious rat, but only barely, as he was gravely wounded. Bess, inevitably, turned to acting as an emissary to the rat god, and rather quickly built a friendship, actually, or a friendly rapport even, with their new furry friend, Mim. Alistair returned to the group clean and seemingly uninjured. Eventually, after mostly confirming their suspicions about the rats, the party had to decide what to do with them. Reading the thoughts of the now conscious glowing rat known as Gek, Bess learned he could understand their common speech, and under the guise of the rat god wiping out those who weren't faithful enough, the party let the two remaining rats leave in peace. They used the remainder of their time before the Parisians were due to arrive, cleaning up the headquarters and taking some time to recover from the recent battle, and mostly cleaning the bathhouse, which was left quite a mess from the rats. As the sun set, a shape could be seen off in the horizon. This shape grew larger and larger until it was clear the Parisians were arriving in style in a large, flying ship, accompanied by 3 riders of large flying beasts. From the ship, as it landed, stepped down a man who introduced himself as Colonel Ramson Willows, and he was followed by 6 heavily armed guards, 10 swordsmen, and 10 crossbowmen. These were the men and women who would occupy the fort. As the Parisians got comfy, the party spoke with Ramson, who they informed of the various situations in Direwood, and discovered had a connection with Zimmer and Bess. He gave them a few more details on Zimmer and offered a couple of insights into Bess's past. After these talks, held in a luxurious illusory tent, Willows offered the group dinner with his troops, or his task force, as the party called them. The party seemed hesitant, as they had much to do, until he mentioned they'd be having roast duck and potatoes. During dinner, the party listened in on his troops, and Alistair caught wind of one of the decorated soldiers mentioning priests expanding its military power, which raised a couple of flags to the party. Doran showed off his shifting talents to Willows, who was clearly entertained by them, but also suggested using them against the Queen and the New Republic, which somehow the party hadn't really thought of before. Willows then silenced his troops in order for Six to give an impromptu speech, one which he willingly gave after some encouragement from his friends. Six spoke of the challenges ahead and the camaraderie of the people within the mess hall he was addressing. Bess added a quick mention of what the decorated soldier had said about Priest's expansion to the end of Six's speech, after which Willows wrapped things up and spirits grew high for the remainder of dinner. Tension among the party and Willows, however, grew as they began overtly getting into their reason for being here, discerning Priest's intentions. Ramson urged the party to speak with him privately on these matters, which they did, eventually, sharing information and forming a tentative but seemingly very mutual trust with Ramson. Thank you, Jason, for the chats. He's just spamming in my Twitch chat, Colonel Ramson Willows! Willows!
Someone has to remind you the character's name before you forget.
Yeah, thanks. As their private chat with Ramson came to a close, Bess sent the commander an update, and the party found their way to their night's rest. Mid-morning the next day, you will all awake with the benefits of a long rest. Those of you who slept in the barracks will find the room about half as full as it was when you went to sleep. Many of the troops appeared to have gotten up bright and early to get started with whatever they have to do. A bell is rung within the main hall of the headquarters, and you all hear eager footsteps within the building. Breakfast is being served. And this is where we will return as you all reconvene in the mess hall, unless anyone would like to do anything immediately prior to breakfast. Anything?
No.
No? Okay. Then we will fast track just a little bit through the morning as you guys make your way to the mess hall and reconvene in your, I presume, usual spots, accompanied by many of the troops here, the Pretian troops here in the Old Cloaked Rangers headquarters. Is there anything you guys would like to discuss during breakfast, or anything you would like to do? How would you like to start your day? How would you like to start the session?
How is breakfast?
It's fantastic. There's bacon, eggs, lightly toasted bread. It's nice. It's very nice.
I would like to distract Six and then make his plate into a smiley face with bacon and eggs and the toast.
Help him distract.
You'll help him distract. Okay. Make a sleight of hand check with advantage.
Fuck me, I'm not very good at those ones. Like, I have proficiency.
24. Okay. In the morning, as you guys are all preparing for the day, 6, you sit down with everybody else for breakfast. You have a hearty plate, a hearty meal in front of you, and Bess and Doran are just acting a bit funny, and at some point Bess grabs your attention, and as you laugh it off, whatever she's doing, she's acting a bit strange. You look back down at your plate, and your food has been turned into a lovely piece of art.
And then I stab it in the eye.
Sorry, you're a bit muffled, buddy.
Oh, sorry. I said is that better?
Yep.
I said I smile back at it and then I stab it in the eye.
Oh, Jesus.
I give him a thumbs up.
Great start.
As we're all sitting next to each other, I look at her. I look at my friends. So, I think the question here is, what the fuck are we doing? What's next?
Clara, we can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
We can now.
Oh, okay. Weird. So we have another group we're supposed to meet, correct?
That's correct. And we
Is
were
that-
hoping that potentially Commander Light would come back and talk with these people.
I'm betting that him and Niclian would come and meet them. And I think we should probably head out to meet the other group, which I totally remember who we're supposed to be meeting.
The mercenaries that I'm paying partially for, I don't remember. They're coming from Berlin.
Right, right.
The guy makes pies at the Cakesmith.
The pie friends. Got it.
Yeah.
Do we remember when they're supposed to arrive? Is that the next day or is that this day? Holden.
That is today, as you are waking up. You were not given a time. You were just told that 8 mercenaries would arrive today.
All right. I think after breakfast we should head out.
Okay, and then what? We meet with them, and then what happens next?
We bring them back to Shine Bright and get them working, get them settled in a little bit, and then we decide from there.
It's always good to have such a thoroughly thought out plan.
We go where the breeze takes us, goddammit.
Fair enough. You're the one with the stilts.
She is. All right.
Yes,
Um,
yes I am.
With that very loose plan in mind, you guys finish your breakfast. Eventually, it seems around 10 a.m. maybe, relatively early still, mid-morning. You guys start to make your way out of the old Cloaked Rangers headquarters. Before that, you were stopped by Ramson, Colonel Ramson Willows. Colonel Ramson Willows. As you guys are on your way out, Willows. As you make your way out, he stops you, and says to you all, I trust you all had a good night's rest. How are we feeling?
Like I had a good night's rest.
We did.
Good. I just wanted to let you know, if you ever need anything from me, if there's any correspondence necessary, feel free to contact me however you need. I do also have some magic users in our midst who, if I need to send a message out to you, they can do so magically. Is there anyone in particular you'd prefer I send those messages to?
I point at Bess.
Very well.
I point at Doran.
Oh. He's looking back and forth at both of you.
Twice at Bess.
Both hands.
I point my other hand to 6.
I point at 6.
I point at myself.
Okay, just send it to me. It's fine.
Yeah, Ramson is just sitting here like blinking. I'll send it to you, Elizabeth. Thank you.
It's best.
Bess, I'm sorry.
It's
I'm
alright.
Doran.
Speaking of which, if you ever want to talk, I'm here.
Thank you.
Right.
I'm gonna take you up on that at some point.
Good. I hope you do. Otherwise, good luck with whatever is up next. What is up next for you guys?
We were just talking about that. We're thinking a parade.
Oh, good. To celebrate Priest's arrival, I'm sure.
I give him a little smile that was hopefully to show I was joking.
He knows you're joking. He is smiling.
No. You guys aren't worthy of a parade. I give him a
Okay.
little wink.
Right.
Orin
Thank you.
changes his mind quickly.
So it seems. Well then,
No. The parade's for me, and how amazing I am.
as it should be, of course.
We're gonna have strippers and below.
And what?
Drugs.
Oh, okay. I haven't heard of that one. Well then, once again, good luck. I'm glad to hear you have a very well thought out plan. Let me know if you need anything.
We're actually meeting up with some more help for Direwood. We're gonna get them
Oh.
settled in and see where to go from there.
I'm curious. What is this help?
We
I look
hired
to Doran.
thugs.
You hired thugs,
Mercenaries.
or are they thugs or mercenaries? There's a
They're
fine
not
line,
Kind
but
of the same thing.
They're
Mm,
friends with a man who bakes pies for a living. How thuggish can they be?
Well,
You see him narrow his eyes a
see.
bit. From a man who bakes pies.
We know people who know people, and one of those people who knows people got us more people who can kill rats and
I-
help build up around the city.
I also
the more you know
people.
about us, the less you'll want to know about us. I have a bird friend that I've known since a child who plays the bongos professionally.
I don't remember the name.
Sorry, what?
He certainly heard you, but he's like squint. He really thinks he looks like he's thinking really hard. And as Bess is laughing at that, he says, did you hire these people in Falkirk?
Yes.
Oh no. No.
Oh no.
They're the people there who orchestrate these things. We've been, how do I put this? Investigating them for quite some time. They're mercenaries, as you call them. Thugs, perhaps is more apt.
Well, now that we've brought them to you, perhaps some sort of reward is in order.
If you capture and imprison them, absolutely. Anybody who works with those assholes at Falkirk,
Thugs,
they're
I knew it.
most likely enemies of the Pretian state.
I mean, Berlin isn't a bad guy, is he?
I don't know him personally. I'm only loosely aware of this investigation. I've been asked before to send troops toward Falkirk, but from what I understand, whoever these people are, whatever they're doing, they run a tight ship. And
They were very easy to fool into giving us information, actually.
Yeah, it was kind of scary.
All I had to do is pretend to be one of them that had died in the combat, and they were more than willing to tell me everything I needed to know.
I
For this
will
group. Now I
relay
just
this.
listen.
Yeah, I'll relay this to whoever is in charge of that investigation. Right. All I'm saying is be wary of these mercenaries.
Well, worst case
Nice.
scenario, they're bad people, and then we have to kill some people.
Right.
Well, maybe they're trying to get a fresh start out here.
I doubt it, but good luck.
You don't
Perhaps
see
you'll
the
need it.
people.
I do. I'm not saying I know these mercenaries personally. All I'm saying is be on your toes.
I wish I had toes.
I can make toast for you, but they'll be on my body.
Have a good day. And he starts walking into the mess hall.
I give him a hearty wave.
He gives you kind of that like behind the shoulder wave.
Well, he gives you a softy wave.
I look
Oof.
at Six and go, "Who was that man?"
Father, Doran. That was your father.
No, it wasn't.
I walk away.
you begin walking, and with Six not even entertaining that any further, walking out of the old Cloaked Rangers headquarters, the rest of you follow suit and begin making your way back to Shinebright?
Yeah.
Certainly. Just check again. That is not a super far walk. With the most direct routes, probably just a few hours at most. So you'll arrive there in good time. Actually, could you all roll d6s for me?
Holden, I would love to.
Oh, I did it. No,
Would you?
I didn't. Oh, I did it. No. What the?
5, 3, 2.
Hey Siri. Didn't work.
What the hell just happened?
Something changed my keyboard to be in German.
Ja oder nein?
Was it you?
I think the cat walked across it.
Ich
Typical.
liebe mein Mutter.
I also love your mother.
What the hell?
Wait, that's
Say.
awesome.
What?
I don't know what happened.
What?
That's
It's my
complete
touch
gibberish.
bar. It's
What?
my touch bar.
That's actually complete gibberish.
Is it? It looks kind
Yeah.
of convincing.
I'm the I think I'm the only one in the group who actually took any German, and I took like 4 years of it.
Hold on.
I'm gonna eat a raspberry
now.
pop tart. Okay.
All right. No. It says it was a nice evening.
that was a
for
nice-
both
yeah.
of you to drive to us or not to go. That was a nice evening for both of you to drive to us or not to go. Or what am I supposed to do now? Am I right now?
Yeah, it does. It does in fact. Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
So it is. When I said it was convincing, it is. It is actually. It is German. What did you? Never mind. You know what? Never mind.
I don't know what
it's
I did.
Bucky. $10 says it's Bucky.
Probably.
It's gotta be
Um.
the trash can.
But it's not as bad
we
as
got
you.
3, 2,
They
3,
have
5.
each
Okay.
other. That was the last one.
As
They
we're
have
walking,
each other.
I'm trying to talk to Six. I don't
Hmm.
care if
Oh,
he's
sorry.
listening to me or not.
I'm listening.
No, that wasn't my father. My father has a tell when he looks like other people. He tends to keep one of his eyes a different color. That's when we all, we can tell. A lot of us have tells when we change appearances. I have the clocks in my eyes. He always made his eyes different colors.
Wait, you have clocks in your eyes?
Seen this.
Aw.
He's got a little magical sort of overlay thingy.
That's best just being silly.
Oh, it's best.
I was gonna say,
Eyes?
yes. You've seen
You
them.
have eyes?
My sister always had a chunk of hair that was a different color than whatever color hair her mark was supposed to be.
The
So
sentence "a chunk of hair" makes me feel uneasy.
So if she was a brunette, she'd have like a piece somewhere that was like blonde. That way we always knew who she was. My mother, what she did is she just had one finger way longer than just a little, like a noticeable amount longer than the rest on one of her hands, normally the left.
How many siblings do you have?
How many are my blood, or how many do I call family?
You pick.
A lot. Because everyone in my group was my sibling. The leaders were my parents, and then anyone around the same age as me was my brother or sister. You got close, and people were your family. Like, you guys are my family. Except for you can't do the things I do.
My mother has a finger that's longer than the others. Is that what that says? Never mind. Sorry, I'm reading Jason's German chat.
It was always just a fun thing, to try to. We'd play like hide and seek, where one of us would go hide in the crowd and get rid of that tell, and it'd be really fun to try to find them.
I'm about to take your guys' fucking chat privileges away. I'm gonna...
Sorry. Done now.
Dorn's literally telling you backstory, and you guys are just typing German in the chat. Okay, now all of you are in it. I can't punish anyone now because everyone's in on it.
Yeah.
Ja. Right. As Doran regales you all with tales of his family, on your way back to Shinebright, in pretty decent time, uneventfully, you guys make your way back, and do in fact see, as you walk in, a group of 8 individuals you have never seen before, armed to the fucking teeth, standing outside of the Shine Bright Manor proper, with a couple of cloaked ranger soldiers kind of keeping an eye on them, and they're all kind of in formation, just kind of waiting at the bottom of the stairs, kind of looking and chatting at each other. They seem to be waiting for something, but they're all rather large men. Several of them have like packs of javelins on their backs, broadswords, shields, all in heavy armor. These are your guys. That much is for sure.
Wow.
I looked at Six and go, I got this.
And as you say you got this, and you guys start to approach, one of the cloaked rangers sees you guys and hustles over. Hi, are these yours?
Yep.
Okay.
I walked past them towards them. Does it look like there's someone in charge?
Just looks like a row of mercenaries. And the cloaked ranger's like, it looks back to the rest of the group. Is he taking care of this?
Yeah, but don't go far.
He just nods, looks a bit nervous, and kind of walks back over to one side of the mercenaries. Doran, you all watch Doran just approach these big dudes. Each of they're all like anywhere between 6 and 6.5 feet tall, easily.
As I slowly get closer, I'd like to make myself taller than all of them.
Okay. How tall
Slowly,
can you
like-
make yourself? Like, there's got to be a limit.
Doran becomes 800 feet tall. He just reaches up and grabs onto Prius.
As long as I do not change the size of my character size,
Okay.
I can't go from medium to large.
Okay, so quite feasibly, you can make yourself like 6'8".
Yep.
Is it just tall enough that you can see the tops of all their heads, just barely. Okay, so you all watch him slowly grow. He's got like over half a foot to grow, so it's noticeable. But he grows as he approaches them, and they're all looking at you. All the mercenaries. A couple look kind of confused. A couple seem entertained. And they're just looking at you.
I want to point at the biggest guy.
Okay, you point at the
other than
biggest.
myself.
Okay, you
Have you
point.
ever killed a man?
He stoically looks at you. Is that what I'll be doing here?
That's not the question.
Yes, I have killed a guy.
Take 2 steps back.
He raises one eyebrow. Okay, and he takes 2 steps back.
I point to the guy on the right, right next to him.
Mhm.
What's your mother's name?
Miriam.
Take 2 steps back.
He takes 2 steps back.
Point to the guy next to him. How many siblings do you have?
None.
How many siblings do I have?
Smash is
Alistair's
gonna be behind
visibly,
him,
like,
putting up 10 fingers.
Okay, Dora, you just see the guy look behind you. 10?
Take 1 step back.
Alistair's
All of them
visibly,
are-
like face palming.
Yeah, and all of them look very confused, but he listens. He takes a step back. And
I'm gonna give a thumbs up to them.
The guy next
Pick
to
a random number between 1 and 100. 44. Wrong.
the guy next to him.
What's the average flying speed of a swallow?
Before you speak to the guy next to him, this guy, he's a bit more lithe than the rest, but he appears to be half elf at least, maybe even full elven, but you can't tell because his ears are covered with a helmet. But he looks down at you, or not down. He looks at you, up at you. What's the meaning of this? What are we here to?
I gotta test you guys.
For what?
Take 1 step forward.
He narrows his eyes, takes a step
I'm gonna
toward
nod in the background, like, yeah, good
And
job.
no.
Go to the next one.
and he just stands there baffled. The next guy, also kind of
And that
squinting,
guy's-
but like half smiling. He seems kind of entertained by this bullshit.
In the guy who just stepped forward's head, I connect with it and I say the single word of obedience.
You see Doran as you step away from the guy who asked to step forward. He just immediately starts looking around. What?
The next guy. How strong would you say you are?
He gives you a good look up and down. Stronger than you?
Physically?
Yeah.
Do you think you could beat me in a fight?
He gives you another like elevator eyes, kind of like physical one.
Could you beat? Do you think you're strong enough to beat someone who isn't going to fight you physically?
Depends on what they can do. I watched you grow on the way over here, so I imagine you're a magic user, and
Oh, that's
If-
just my racial.
Watched you grow up.
I lean close to him. Do you fight fair?
Never.
All right, take a step back. Actually, 2 steps back.
Sure. Takes a couple steps back.
So I'm at 5 guys now I've talked to.
Yeah, I believe so. The next guy before you get to him, are we getting paid or what?
I mean, it depends on if I pick you.
He raises his eyebrows. Okay.
How much you cost? You specifically.
Oh, Jesus. I can't remember if these guys were 1 or 3 gold per day. Shit. Let me look at my notes.
They were definitely
I
one.
thought I honestly, and I'm not trying to meme with you. I thought they were 1
I think you might be right.
because I would not have offered to pay for 8 people myself if they were more for the first day they were in
Yeah,
town.
okay, I think they were 1. Yep. So he looked back at you. Gold a day.
Are you worth it?
He looks at the rest of the group. More worth it than about half these guys. And you hear a couple chuckles from some of the guys who have stepped back.
I point to the guy who stepped forward. Is he worth my time?
The guy who stepped forward looks over at him, and you see this guy, the one you are standing in front of, like frown. It looks like he has this look of like of everyone you could ask, and the man, the taller, live one with an accent. Probably not a gold a day, but he's capable enough.
I look back to him, the guy who I'm talking to, not the accent guy. If I am your employer, are you gonna lie to me?
I don't think I have to, so no.
Take 2 steps back.
He does so.
Next guy, I look at him. I squint at him.
He looks like he is barely holding back a laugh. He's just sitting there like,
What are the limits you're gonna go to for us if we pick you?
you see the smile kind of fade away a bit. 1 gold worth. That's the limits.
That means a lot of different things to different people.
It means my sword and my shield to me. It means a bit of blood, whether it be mine or somebody else's. It means physical labor.
What do you know of the New Republic?
You see him think for a moment. He like does that kind of looking up, kind of squinting one eye. Bunch of thugs in town, right?
All right, if I were to tell you right now we're about to go raid them and kill as many as possible, what say you?
If you think we got a good enough chance of beating them, I'm probably not gonna die. Let's go.
And if I don't, if I think we're all gonna die, it's a suicide mission.
I'd say it's not fucking worth the gold and I'd leave.
Now, what if I tell you it isn't a suicide mission and then it turns out to be? Do you turn tail and run at the first sight of danger?
He looks at the group of people, the mercenaries. There are a couple of people I'd fight for here, so probably not right away. He looks
Okay.
back at you, kind of. He looks like he's trying to gauge you. He's trying to read you and your intent.
Can I put on my stilts?
Are you, okay? Well, as Dorn is wrapping up, questioning the last 1 or 2 mercenaries here, Bess is just putting on her stilts and standing upright on them.
I think I have one more after this guy.
Yeah.
Take 2 steps back.
Sure. Takes a couple steps back.
Return to the last guy. Where do you hail from?
Oh, that's a good question. Actually, I have this. Well, they don't have. Okay. This one says Gloucester.
Oh, Gloucester.
Aye.
Give me a second.
Do you have any of those hand cannons on you?
Actually, as you ask, he grins and kind of just leans forward slightly and kind of puts his right shoulder down. And you can see the barrel of what appears to be a musket or something.
I point
on
at
his
him and I
back.
go,
Does
I'm
the name
talking to you in a bit.
Does the name Mallorin mean anything to you?
You see him think for a moment. Can't say it does. But
Got a
then,
wife and kid?
he starts shaking his head, but then the other one you had, the only one you had stepped forward thus far, speaks up. Actually, I think I know Malrin.
Would you know how to contact his wife?
I don't know exactly where he lives, but
You gotta stop pining after Mallorin's wife.
I'm not planning after her.
Pining.
I mean,
Mining.
I'm certain if I gave a letter to Barlin, he'd get it to her.
I turn back to the guy I was talking to prior. You worship anything?
Just my gun.
Take 2 steps back.
He does so.
Best would nudge Doran and say, "Ask them what they think of my stilts."
she leans down and nudges you.
Do you guys like her stilts? And I shake my head up and down for yes.
There are a couple of chuckles, a couple of looks of disdain, but you hear like 3 or 4. Yeah.
I point at the guy who stepped forward. You, I like you, I trust you.
The rest, he seems to be pondering this. He does the like impressed frown thing, like the rest are who step back, all kind of muttering amongst themselves. What the hell? What are you talking about? What the fuck? We gave good answers, right?
You guys all gave good answers. He's the only one who questioned me. I'm a random guy who walked up to you. I showed no sense of authority.
And the one you trust speaks up. Well, actually, given you seem to know who we are and what we're doing here, and you grew, and the cloaked ranger over there came immediately to you, asking what we were about. I think we all presumed you were our employer.
Oh, I'm just a guy. I mean, I happen to be your employer too. I can give him a little smile. Regardless, I like questions. I like to know people who are going to speak their mind and not hesitate to question me, because I make a lot of dumb decisions in my life.
You see them all exchanging looks now, like what the fuck is going on?
I am proving to you, and I kind of walk back a little bit. I'm not going to lie to you. You can trust when I say something's going to be dangerous or not, that I'm not going to lie. Correct? I'm being upfront and forward.
There are some tentative nods.
What we might ask you to do might start off as easy because we have to see how much, in all honesty, you're worth. Then it's going to get more dangerous. If you don't think it's going to be worth it, I suggest you turn tail now.
There's some looks, and a couple people lean over and start whispering to each other. The one with the accent, though, kind of just crosses his arms. He's just watching you. He nods slowly. If it does get more dangerous, are we to expect increased pay?
Depends on how dangerous.
Very
Because
well.
we're going to start off giving you stuff that is honestly under your pay grade. Then we'll work it up to your pay grade, and from there we will decide if it needs to go up, and we can discuss that. If at any point you have a complaint, actually reach out to me, talk to me. I will pass the word on to people and make sure things get dealt with.
Wait, who are you gonna pass it on to? I thought you said you were our employer.
I'm the one who got you here. I'm not going to be the one who's paying the bills. I'm just in charge of you.
Fair.
However, I will take out 8 gold and hand each person a gold.
He's your handler, not your
Yeah,
employer.
yeah. As they all realize you're kind of taking the role of their handler, and you hand a gold to each of them. They all, their manners kind of, they stand a little more straight. Some of them who are kind of being cocky or whatever. They money talks, and you have their attention fully.
We are going to start with clearing out a lot of the rats around here. Which of you are the most skilled in carpentry and building?
They're actually the man who had the accent. They all kind of like get back in the line, realizing this new line of questioning. And they talk amongst themselves, and eventually, 4 of them step forward.
All right, you 4 are going to probably start off being in town, helping build a lot of buildings and helping getting the start of the city up.
The first man you question, in town here or in town in Direwood? Here. All right.
Yeah. This is our current operations for the Cloaked Rangers. The rest of you, we are going to send once we discuss with the the full boss, will send you out to start clearing rats.
The other 4 who didn't step forward kind of look at each other, nod, seem okay with this.
There is, however, an area where there are some nice rats. We'll make sure you don't kill them.
The 4 who the rat killing squad give each other quizzical looks. One of them looks back at you. And where would that be?
The old Hopkins Mill. We study their behavior there to help us fight the rest of them. Strategic.
They actually seem impressed. And the one who questioned that. Oh, all right. Maybe Direwood ain't dead. Interesting.
We are working on building it up. Now, if you guys prove to be worth your time and worth our money, there might actually end up being a place of employment for you in the city when we get it built. So that will be considered something more, depending on much you're worth.
Property, perhaps.
Property.
There will be some to divulge.
You see them all kind of exchanging looks now. Like, some of them seem kind of on the fence or kind of whatever. But as soon as you start making promises about the future of, like, property and, like, a real place in Direwood. Similarly to when Doran handed them each a gold and they kind of straightened up a bit and were more attentive, they're all eyes. They're all eyes on Doran and Six, all, like, soldiers at the ready. They just went from thugs to proper soldiers in moments.
To answer your question, Six, yes, we do.
We are the Bronze Toads, is who we are.
A couple of them seem to recognize that, actually. Yeah, a couple of them actually seem to recognize and do the kind of impressed frown thing again. The one with the accent, though. Oh, that's good. That's really good.
What do you mean?
You're the Bronze Toads. You lot.
I turned to the guy, the cloaked ranger. Oi, who are we?
The cloaked ranger kind of nervously. They are the Bronze Toads. Listen. And he looks up at Bess on her stilts. If I may speak freely, ma'am.
Sure.
I know they don't look it, but they are very dangerous and very capable.
Sure.
I try to look menacing on my stilts.
Make an intimidation check.
As he's saying this, and like, I'm assuming the guy with the accent, his attention is on this cloaked ranger.
Oh yeah.
As he's doing this, I want to mimic him exactly.
Mimic who?
The guy with the accent.
Okay. So Bess with an 8. Bess on her stilts when the cloaked ranger says they're very capable, she just grrr up on the stilts. And for Bess it's intimidating. In general, not so much. It's kind of cute. Okay, so you're mimicking. Are you physically?
Physically.
Okay, and so he's looking up at Bess and kind of chuckles a bit, but seems to understand. Looks back down at you, and there's just a flash of. He doesn't flinch or anything, but there's just a flash of as he looks back down at you.
And like all my armor is matching his too. So.
I see.
And I guess I'm assuming I've heard him talk for about a minute.
Yeah, we'll say about. Yeah, close enough.
I will, in his voice, go, I bet you do see. We like to screw around a little bit because it's better at first to get to know who we are. You tend to trust people who are open about themselves before showing off their capabilities.
He kind of puts his finger on his chin. So, hold on. That one's got to be 6. He points at 6. That one's... He points up at Bess with the stilts. Menin?
No, long gone. That person is no longer.
All right. Who's she?
Doran has no clue who Menin is, but he assumes she's not here, not part of our group.
Sure. Who's that one then?
That's Bess.
Me?
Yeah, he's pointing at you.
Huh.
He says, that's Bess. Yeah.
Yep, that's me. I'm Bess.
Right, Bess. That was your Zelfer?
I kind of squint a little bit. What the fuck? You probably have an old group. We've changed a few members over the time.
You would know of this. In downtime, traveling time, Dorn would have heard of previous... Yeah.
Doran is... Zelfa is not a part of it. This is the current group, which I am Doran. This is 6, Bess, and Alistair. Alistair.
Huh. Alistair, as I'm sure you're paying close attention, you do notice a couple of ears perk up at Alistair.
Are any of you from Priest?
The couple of people whose ears perked up at
I look
Alistair.
at yeah, I know, yep, okay.
And they're kind of just like an entertained smile looking at you like, oh.
No. The rats around here have actually gotten stronger. Some
They're
of them-
mutant rats. Ooh.
I actually kind of nod. Some of
Uh,
them have glowing with hysterium and gotten stronger.
Okay. You still have their attention.
So that's who we are. These 3, I gesture to everyone but me, are also members of the Cloaked Rangers, and they are ranking members. So, as such, they are treated with the members the respect as of officers. I am part of the Church of the Rock. So I am not an officer. Just call me Doran. You don't need to title me.
The first guy you question with a deeper voice, in the short pauses in between what you're saying, he says, "So when do we get to actually working?"
Builders, step forward.
The 4 do.
I look to the Cloaked Ranger. Are there any building projects going on at this very second?
He looks around. Absolutely.
You want to guide these 4 and then send them off?
Of course, yeah. He kind of like tries to straighten up a bit. Come with me. I'll show you to your work. And the four big dudes. All right, just follow right behind him.
As they start to walk away, I go, by the way, while you are here, listen to the Rangers. If you do have any problems, talk to us, and we'll make sure things get dealt with. But try your best to listen in. Don't get in fights.
You get a chuckle at the 4 of them at that last bit, and they, a couple of them immediately just like punches on the shoulder. You can tell they know each other. It's fine.
Yeah.
And the Cloaked Ranger though, this kind of younger man, he looks to be between the ages of like 17 and 20. He looks a little intimidated, but keeps leading. He nods. He gives like he mouths up, "Thank you," and they keep going. So 4 of them have left to begin building.
I'd like to mentally connect with that Cloaked Ranger before he leaves and ask, would you like me to accompany you?
You see as he mouths a thank you at Doran, he just immediately starts looking around, and then notices Alistair staring at him, and he looks back at you and collects himself. He thinks, looks at the guys.
At least for the time being.
He kind of gives like it's an okay wave, like it's okay.
All right.
But he leads those 4 off to begin their projects, and now that you're facing the other way and walking away, you can tell they have packs on their back. These guys were like carrying 50 pounds each and probably full of tools. These were the builders. You did mention that when you were talking to Berlin, so these guys are fully ready. Probably have better tools than a lot of the tools here in Shinebright. So you can rest assured there will probably be some pretty good progress.
Okay, I nod. I look to the next one. And go. I will. If you guys wait right here, we will discuss and decide the next best place for you guys to go, because we are trying to clear off some farmlands. It's more of a matter of which ones is the best choice at this very second.
A few nods, and the one with the accent speaks up. Very well. Are you sure you don't want us to just get our shit out and go into the city and start killing? Because we could do that.
We'd like to be more organized than that, but thank you for your drive.
All right. They kind of just collect and seem to. As soon as you say that, they collect and start talking amongst themselves.
All right. I looked. Is there any other Cloaked Rangers around?
There are always, the Cloaked Rangers in Shinebrights typically stick in, couples and pairs. So at any given point in Shinebright, you could probably like look to your left or right and see somewhere nearby.
I look at 6 and go, can you? Because I can't exactly ask much anymore. They don't have to listen to me. Figure out if Light's in town.
Actually, as you ask that, because Jason's eating anyway, as you ask that, and 6 nods,
Sorry.
Commander Light, steps out from behind the tent here. immediately behind you guys. Some of you have some pretty decent passive perception. That you did not expect him to come from there, but he steps out from behind that kind of ramshackle hut. I heard you were looking for me.
We're not. Like, trying to squint at him.
We
No.
are.
He
Come
rolls
on,
his
come
eyes
over
at you.
here.
He walks over. So, how did the reconnaissance go?
Holden, where are we on the map?
Oh, sorry. You're right up, kind of toward the middle, green blip. The mercenaries were lined up here outside the outhouses.
Thank you.
And Commander Light came out from behind this little building and
Oh,
approached you guys over
spooky.
here. He almost as if he appeared out of nowhere.
The recon.
Oh,
very
kind of
well.
like how he left the room the other time.
I don't know if you would want to talk about that more right now, and I kind of look over at the 4 mercs.
They don't appear to be paying attention, but the commander nods.
Where would you like these 4 to be sent first for clearing? The other 4 are off working on your buildings, and then these 4 are going to be the ones starting with extermination.
Well, I think we have 2 options, one of which is a bit more feasible than the other. The farmlands directly south of here. Actually, I'll take you to the map because you would have all seen the map well enough that
To memorize it.
You would recognize what he's referring to. He says the farmlands directly south of here, pinging here, are the closest, would be the easiest to defend. They aren't the most expansive or fertile. They're quite close to the city. We might have some issues with hysterium, but if we put these 4 men look quite capable. If we put them on guard and kind of have them when they're not fighting, if they ever have to, put them on sort of hysterium cleaning duty. Perhaps that could be usable. The other option would be taking them southwest. There's a much larger expanse of farmland over there. It's a bit further from the city. It'd be harder to guard, though, further from Shinebright. The other thing I was thinking, perhaps, would be to attempt to retake a section of Main Gate. Try to build farmlands up north, further away from the city. Have some semblance of civilization. It occurs to me just now, perhaps we could take some of the farmland over by the Church of the Rock, if the church was willing to help. Perhaps a sort of shared farming land. Those are my thoughts.
Where the most fertile land is. We want to get food produced as fast as possible. Is that correct?
Right, but we also have to be sure that we can sustain it, guard it.
Which one is the most fertile land?
That would be to the southwest.
Okay. Maybe we start with what's directly south, and once we begin growing crops, then later we can migrate that way.
How many men do you think it would take to guard the fertile farmlands?
Well, if these 4 men are as capable as they look, we don't have a lot of people who would be willing to leave the safety of Shinebright. I could probably get a few men, possibly their families, but I think some are eager to return to a normal lifestyle, so the 4 of them, and I could probably spare a few rangers, might be enough for now. It'd just be
But
tricky.
let's say it's not our men we're using. We can talk to the Parisians. They brought a small army.
Did they?
Yes, so we can get some of them sent
Well,
here.
how many is a
So
small
it might
army?
be a problem getting them to work together.
Well, hopefully not. But how many is a small army? In fact, he looks around. Doran, are you willing to join us in my office?
I guess.
Thank you. And he turns around and starts walking up.
I look to the 4 men, go, we will be right back. We are discussing between a few options, 2 of which are going to involve more guarding than fighting, and then one of which is going to be a lot of clearing.
You get a
Which
couple.
one you prefer?
As you're kind of explaining it, you get a couple shrugs and a couple nods. The one with the accent speaks up. He seems to kind of speak for them. You said one of which is more guarding, and the other is...
Two is guarding and clearing hysterium. One of it is mostly clearing, because clearing out, clearing rats. One is more killing of rats, because isn't the... I have to sneeze. Give me a sec. Main gate, the main gate, isn't that more clearing than
Most likely, yes.
than just guarding?
Okay.
There's way more rats there. Sorry, I had to sneeze and I took through my headset.
They kind of chatter amongst themselves for just a moment. There's some nods, and the one with the accent. Well, since if we're going off of your little plan of work below our pay grade and then eventually perhaps more pay for more, the guarding sounds nice.
Sounds good. I will keep that in mind. I am going to do my best, and I kind of look at all of them, to make sure you are happy doing whatever it is that we have you do. I don't want you to be sitting around complaining and hating what we're having you do.
Yeah, one of them calls out, "Oh, we'll be complaining no matter what," and then they all have a laugh, and they seem fine.
And then I head off with the rest of
Yeah, as you can imagine, a bunch of random mercenaries who were given very vague details and no timeline as to how long they'd be gone. They don't seem too bothered by whatever the circumstances are going to be.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it so they know I'm...
Actually, you're trying to make the impression that you are on their side and you're working for them as much as they are for you. Why don't you make just a general charisma check? I'm going to give you advantage since you just gave them each a gold, too.
Hold and check Discord when you have a second.
Need it back.
You did. With a 16, you kind of get the idea that it's working.
My entire goal with these guys is to make sure they have at least one person they're going to trust.
So far, seems to be you. They seem to be picking up what you're putting down.
Solid.
And with that, you rejoin the rest of the group as you all make your way into Light's office. I presume taking your seats, except for Doran, I imagine, standing.
I'll stand, and I will stand as close to the door as possible without being rude.
Okay, about that.
Like, I want it known that I'm acknowledging the fact that I'm not supposed to be in here, and keeping my distance.
Sure.
Without being a dick about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not in the mood to be a dick today.
Sure.
It's like really good mood.
Okay. With that, you all make your way into his office, and Commander sits down. Does a little stretch. Right then. So, you mentioned a small army. Looking to all of you. How many are we talking? 50,
Wasn't it like
100?
50? Holden?
You have keen mind, so you would know it is exactly 29 men and women, not including like the staff who seem to be there to cook and clean and etc. Including them, probably more like 35.
I would relay all of that information.
The commander nods. Honestly, that's more than I was expecting, but not so much that I feel threatened. That's
They
good.
have mounts, and the mounts are... Doran would remember, because it was just yesterday.
Yeah.
What were they riding in on?
You would remember they appear to be large beasts with... actually, let me take a look at the description once more. They seem to be like hybrid animals. As large as the biggest horses you've ever seen, and they had the bodies of lions, but the wings and heads and beaks and talons of eagles.
I would relay this.
Yes. And the commander seems a bit puzzled. Very interesting.
Also, it should be mentioned that they came in on a giant flying ship.
It was awesome.
Okay. Right.
I look at him with a look of, I'm not kidding, this is fucked.
He catches your eye and stares at you for a moment, looks to the rest of the group who's all like kind of, yep, no, that's what happened.
I'd like to take out one of my notebooks and start sketching it for him.
Given your artistic abilities, and how recently it was. I imagine you literally, like a rough sketch. He watches as you do it. It takes like 10 seconds. You get that kind of outline, and he's looking at it. Huh. That's terrifying.
Oh, it was awesome.
I'm sure it was a sight to behold, but how is that even... Did you learn how it worked?
I shake my head.
Right, okay. Is that ship still here?
I shake my head.
Right, okay, so they came in on a flying ship, have strange beast mounts, brought 30 or so people. Did you gather their intent?
Yes.
Again,
It-
he's regarding the entire group.
We did.
It's not bad, but of course, it's not all going to be good because
It's
I just pass.
it seems as though they're a little bit self-serving. They're looking to gain more military power, become a larger military force by helping us out, by aiding us. While they are looking for this military prowess, they're also I do believe they have Direwood's best interests at heart.
They is in priests, or they is in the men who are here?
Both, yes.
Oh.
I
Interesting.
did directly ask the man if he was going to be willing to kill innocent people. If
The-
that was
Who's
the
the
guy
man?
in command, who is, I look at 6 pointedly, just so Jason can get it out.
Doran seems to be looking for you to say the thing you have been saying all the beginning of session.
The name of the guy in charge of the Parisian.
That's Colonel Willows. That's Colonel Ramson Willows.
You had it all at the beginning of the session. You were spouting it everywhere, and the moment it actually comes up, you're like, it's Colonel, like, right. As
Is that
you,
right?
yes, as you sputter
Okay.
out his name, the commander, he seems to think for a moment. Perhaps that's familiar to him. He doesn't quite grasp it. He says, "Okay, so." A relatively mild force. Incredible technology and magic, possibly. Could you tell if it was magical or technological, or this ship, was it arcane?
Yes.
Right. So, if they have Direwood's best interest at heart, but they are in fact still trying to take advantage of the situation and expand, that sounds like nothing new to me. So why now? I can't help but wonder if unveiling this new technology at the same time as finally showing an interest in Direwood, if these are linked. It's concerning.
If it is, it's one hell of a power move.
It would be. It would be, and I'm not looking forward to dealing with that power move.
We did specifically ask them why now, and Willows doesn't know. He said he's been asking himself the same thing.
Well, he's a colonel. Of my understanding of the Parisian hierarchy, he probably knows it more than the average soldier, but he's not in inner circles, so... That's smart, though. They would send somebody who knows enough to tide you over, but not enough to spill any serious secrets.
The reason they picked him, in his eyes, is the fact that he is someone who is willing to actually give more than most people. He's going to look out for his interests, and he's willing to spread more information.
The commander kind of strokes his chin. It's like they're trying to confuse us. Fine.
Well, it's working.
It is. I don't like that. But, regardless, well done. That puts me at ease as much as it unsettles me. But
There were also a lot of rats there, by the way. We did kill them. 6 went invisible. It was actually quite fun.
well
See
done. I imagine 6 invisibly killing rats was a sight to behold.
They were very confused.
I probably also would be. Now, good work with this and these, mercenaries. I do have to ask, how are you all feeling? Yeah, I know your place here as a group is complicated, but I feel like you're trying to take on a lot. The Parisians, these mercenaries, the Queen, the farms. You do understand, I have men at my disposal, men who do a lot for Direwood. Is there anything you'd like to offload?
Yes.
Very well.
No, I'm kidding. Sorry.
Doran.
Rude.
We're done with him. Bye.
The commander kind of stifles a laugh. Right. Now, I want to know, because so far leaving to you as a group to your own devices has proved beneficial to both myself, the citizens here, and Direwood as a whole. So I want to know what you want to do next, and what you want to let me handle, let the Cloaked Rangers handle.
Holden, can you put up our objectives list so we can keep track of all of this?
Gladly.
Thank you, sweetie.
You guys have knocked a few off recently, but remember this is a non-exhaustive list.
We
Does that mean it
definitely
doesn't
need
get tired
food,
easily?
Shut up.
and we definitely need to be protected. I think those two are the biggest things on anyone's plates right now. And while we are out adventuring, dealing with some of these other problems, believe that that's probably a great place for the Cloaked Rangers at the moment, making sure that we are protected and fed, and that progress is being made on the construction projects that need to be done.
Regarding the Queen, we brought it up to Colonel Willows, and he says he thinks that if we were to go in, we'd lose, even with their people, a lot of our people.
But didn't he also suspect that it wouldn't have to turn into combat?
If I went in alone, pretending to be the Queen, there's a higher chance that we can avoid combat.
I would advise against that, if you'll take my advice.
Well,
Careful, I might want to fuck you.
I'll be honest, I wasn't even thinking about it.
Okay.
I don't feel comfortable that I'm not much of a fighter by myself, so I can only imagine that would end poorly for me.
From what I've heard, I would beg to differ, but
You've never seen me fight by myself. I always have these guys.
very well. Thank you, Jason, for banning that spam.
No problem.
There's a moment of pause in the room, and Light eventually speaks back up. See, this is what I'm talking about, though. You have a lot on your plates, and while, frankly, I'm not here to make sure you're not all stressed. It's a stressful situation. I do think that your time would be better served focusing on a single objective or two, or whatever you want to handle. So,
I think
to put it plainly, what do you want to offload on the Cloaked Rangers? Because frankly, about half of my men are doing fuck all right now, since I've canceled all patrol routes for the safety of the people here. Since we've moved back here, we're well guarded, and some of the men are growing bored.
the Queen and the New Republic tunnels, I think, go hand in hand. I think that is what we should focus on. The rats that inhabit Direwood, they have the Pretian forces now, along with the mercenaries, to help with that. Is that something we would like to take off of our plates?
I mean, yes, and I did pay for the first day, Commander.
Thank you.
It is a gold each a day.
Very well. I hope they're worth it.
I have told them that they'll start off probably doing lesser tasks until we figure out their worth. Because
Oh.
if they're useless to us, we'll just tell them to fuck off.
The builders brought along with them a lot of tools that will help with accelerating the process of building more permanent, or rather better homes for the citizens here.
Better
Fantastic.
homes and gardens.
Gardens. Are they? Well, honestly, that's not a bad idea.
The fighters who are waiting for your command would prefer to start off with the guarding tasks. So that means we'd lean towards one of the farmlands. So we could have some of the rangers work on that, and then clearing some. Or you can spend two. You can split them however you want. That's completely up to you.
Very well.
They have been told to listen to the rangers without hesitation. However, if they have any complaints, they're going to turn to us.
Good. Good.
I've made it.
On though, we should probably find somebody else that they can voice their concerns to while we're gone.
I'll direct them to Ravina.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, they are capable, very good if you're paying them. Also, they did seem we voiced if they end up doing very well and are a very valuable asset, that there might be a place for them in the future of Direwood if they show that they are worth your time.
A place how?
Property, I don't know. It's
Property we can do.
Property, maybe jobs if they're really damn good at guarding. They could find work here that's not running off and being gone for outrageous amounts of time.
Purely on a first glance, they don't seem the type to want to settle down, but perhaps I'm wrong. I will. He raises a hand for a moment. Consider the mercenaries taken care of for now. Doran, thank you for paying for their first day. Our funds are limited, but 8 gold per day for some time we can handle, especially if they do prove useful. I will ensure that the 4 that are staying here to help build are put to good use. I will ensure that they report to Ravina, who will report to me if they have any concerns. But if they do specifically request you, because your little speech out there did seem to make an impression on them, they will come to you. I will have Ravina send you a message or something along those lines. But 4 of them will stay here. I'll make sure they're put to good use. And the other 4 I'll send with a group of cloaked rangers, probably volunteers, to go guard the farmlands to the south, and we'll start to establish some semblance of actual food production. Consider that taken care of. It's on my plate now.
Do you have citizens who are wanting to be the farmers?
Almost certainly.
Okay.
All right. So next is the queen, which we're gonna take care of as if deceit seems to be the only option we have right now.
Is
of
it?
figuring out how to deal with her? Then I am our best bet.
Why don't I just send her a message? Tell her that we request her audience.
Do you think she'd take to that?
Jason, we couldn't hear you.
Yeah, Jason, it seems most of the time when you start talking, it's very muffled, but then when you continue, it eventually picks up.
Double check my audio settings. Thank you for that. I was saying that I don't think that would hurt anything. She could say no, but I don't think an invitation in itself is a dangerous thing that we're playing with here.
Unless she takes it as an opportunity to trap or ambush you.
Well, this is the only way we would be the most prepared for her arrival, is if we were expecting her to show up. So
I suppose
perhaps
if
it
you're
is
expecting
the
a trap,
least
it's
of
not much of a trap. Very
Fair.
well.
The biggest thing that comes with that is add in the fact that she doesn't know where we are right now.
Very well.
Any try to set up meeting with her, we have to give her a location and to meet up with her. However, we could. I look away from Light to the rest of my party. We could actually probably talk to Willows and see if he's willing to spare a few men to come with us to a meeting. So we're not just us versus God knows what.
Let's send the initial message to the queen first and see how we're received, and build from there.
I'm just laying options out on the table.
Instead of
Thank you,
words, she just
Doran.
replies with 25 seconds of screaming. Hello, bronze toads.
You know, with how that character is, depending on what Holden rolls on his dice, that might be a response.
I listened to myself on stream, and I gotta say, I cut out real nice during that.
Just
That's
imagine
pretty
Bess.
good.
She sends a message. You all wait. You listen, and then you just see Bess go, I cover her ears. When she
That won't help, Beth.
Yeah, that wouldn't help at all.
Nope. But she's just sitting there like, oh god.
She says,
Yeah, Bess relays it. She said, ah!
Plot twist,
Or-
I just stand there smiling,
Yeah.
disassociating the entire time.
Or alternatively, Bess just flawlessly recreates the entire message for you guys. So she says, like, kind of trying to speak like the queen. Hello, bronze toads. Ah! Like she just screams at you guys.
Doran would just nod and take notes without just to see how people would respond to him
Oh
doing
god.
that.
Oh, I love it. Okay,
Like-
sorry. So you guys were thinking of sending a message to the queen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
requesting an audience for our telethon.
Nope.
Oh, for a meeting.
Yep.
Okay.
I give 6 a thumbs up.
Bess, are you gonna compose an entire message or? Okay.
What do we, is there anything we think we should specifically say?
The commander thinks for a moment. Well, presuming she answers, I suppose you could attempt to arrange your own time and place. Perhaps that way, maybe she'll be expecting a trap herself.
And then we trap her.
Well, no.
If we both trap each other.
She seems the type to,
You know
enjoy
what she likes? Yeah.
enjoy mind games, enjoy a good game of chess, if you understand me. So, I imagine if you sent her a message naming a time and place, not only could you possibly pressure her by giving her a time limit, but also she'd be expecting a trap. But she knows you're cunning, so she would know that you'd expect her to expect a trap and could send her down a rabbit hole that would catch her interest. I think that might be your best bet.
Wait, so what am I saying?
Well, where do you all want to meet her, and when?
Can you
this
bring the
area-
map back up?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know this area better than us. What's a good, very easily defendable place that we might be able to, if need
Round
be,
0.
have other people around?
Meet us at the Church of the Rock.
I
This is where it's going down.
am going to tell you I do not support that decision.
Well, defensible. There are plenty of places that could be defensible, but
The old headquarters where we just were.
the old headquarters where the Parisians are, I don't know that she'd show up there. She seems to know a lot, based on what you've told me. She probably knows the Parisians are there and it's well guarded. Otherwise, someplace near Shinebright, so you could call for backup if need be, would be good.
But that puts innocent
We do have
people
a
at
flare
risk.
gun, yes.
What about the Mage's Guild Tower?
Didn't we give that to her?
Oh, yeah, we did. Thank you. Sorry.
The commander kind of just like leans back and
No, that's Clara being fucking idiotic. Sorry.
no, yeah. But at the mention of you guys giving her the Mage's Guild Tower, he just kind of leans back and just right. Well. Oh, actually.
Yeah, we kind of regret that one.
What about that mill where your rats are?
Hopkins Mill.
Bad idea.
Yeah. I don't know
Well,
how
we don't want
defensible it
her to-
is, but
Kill the rats.
right. If you
Yeah, I
have
don't
any
think
attachment
that's a
to
good
them, she
idea.
might be able to take them hostage, leverage them against you. How about main gate. It's far enough. It's in between, but far enough from Shinebright and the old Rangers headquarters that she might not feel threatened by the idea of reinforcements. And there's the threat of rats nearby. That's a threat to both of you.
Would we know, Holden, if there are tunnels there?
If you want,
Where's that map?
if you want to pull up the hand-drawn map that you obtained some time ago, you can ascertain from looking at you can ascertain from it what you will.
Wait, one goes to the church? Forgot about that.
Yeah, didn't you break through the wall down there?
Well, there's that, and there's also the passageway, hidden in the office, which I mean they may both go to the same place. It's hard to say.
I think main gate sounds like a good place.
I do too.
Perhaps the old tavern, or maybe
We've been there.
the old tavern, or something close to the city walls, something that's close enough to danger that she wouldn't think that you'd call for reinforcements and endanger everybody, even if you did have time. And something. Well, how confident are you all that if you had to face her in close quarters, you could take her on? Would that be better?
She would disappear and run away before
Not
we
if
could
you
get a
keep-
blow on her.
Not if you keep me safe.
That, and if you do have a building you're familiar with, such as the tavern, you might be able to set a few traps of your own, if you have any ideas, or if you can get them past her.
Six, you remember when I gave you that torch that turns you invisible?
Didn't you use that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm using it as a point of exclamation,
sorry.
Holden. I could probably, if you give me enough time, which is a lot of time, set up a few of those that I can set to activate dispel counter spell. So if she goes to cast a spell, we say a command word and
Okay, are we planning this encounter as an ambush and a trap, or as a conversation to...
well, my glyphs I could set up only to be anti-magic, and that way it would be if she goes to attack us and try to disappear, I can stop her.
Jason, again, we can't hear you.
I think defense for defensive purposes. I don't see an issue with preparing for that. I don't think we necessarily have to plan on using them against her unless things go astray.
I completely agree with Six. It's a defensible position. I say we try to bring some backup. And maybe one or two people, or at least have some rangers nearby for the flare, or ready to ride off. You know, something that would give us help if push comes to shove.
That can be arranged. We could set up rangers nearby.
Would it be possible to make it look like the not waiting for us and just working?
Well, to an extent. These aren't trained assassins or anything, but I have some capable of such a thing.
All right, then.
If you want the stealthiest possible, I could probably assemble about somewhere between 4 to 6.
Well, it doesn't even have to just be stealth. If they can pretend to be not waiting and be working, maybe patrolling.
Well, that's possible, but again, we have stopped all patrols for the time being, which the Queen may or may not be aware of.
Let's just assume she is.
Sounds safe.
So, is that our game plan?
I think it might be the best one we have. I'll see who I can gather up. And
Well,
yeah, I'll see who I can gather up, and I'll have them set up somewhere hidden nearby in main gate. So it might take them a moment to get to you if you do call for reinforcements, but they can get there.
all right. Then I believe it falls to you best to come up with the message.
Can we do that as a group?
Sure.
So far, what I've got is this is Best of the Bronze Toad. We request your audience. Main gate, the old tavern. What time do we want to? Should we say tomorrow at noon for a picnic?
I doubt.
I'm feeling big yes vibes.
Picnics don't seem threatening. Seems like something she might latch onto there. Yes, Bess.
Or to communicate and discuss.
I'll say a picnic of sorts. How's that?
I'm fine with it.
Sounds threatening.
Oh, maybe not of sorts then. We'll just say, request your audience.
Do we want to let her know that she can bring an entourage if she wishes?
Sure.
No,
No. That seems
I
silly.
kind of feel like that puts her in the power of the meeting.
I mean, I will just say your audience, and she can interpret that as she will. We can leave it open-ended.
My favorite type of questions. Yes.
This is Best of the Bronze Toads. We request your audience at noon at Main Gate, the old tavern. What else should I include there? We'll bring the sandwiches, you bring dessert? No.
No. Light, any pointers?
I would suggest simply
Should I say
stating.
I miss you, winky face?
I would suggest against that. I would suggest simply stating. You want to put pressure on. You want her to show up, right? So, state, we would like to speak with you. Please meet us at the old Main Gate Tavern at insert time here. If you want, I would say bring your guards if you'd like. But we don't intend to fight you. Something along those lines?
I guess it works for me.
Very well.
And then
Clara,
we
do
have,
you have it ready?
Yeah, I'm just paring down the words here.
Oh,
sorry.
sure.
you'll have people standing as close by as safe as is safe.
Probably, I'll have them garrison a building probably about 200 or 300 feet away and just keep an eye.
Holden, has Doran seen Six's bomb?
Six's bomb. Which one?
Copper bomb.
I don't think you have. No.
Okay.
I don't think Alistair has either, but I would have thought it would be really funny if Six brought it out and Alistair went, oh, "That's the one they're talking about."
Do we have any way? I can make myself disappear pretty easily, or I can help everyone else escape and leave myself to die.
I don't think. I do have a couple of new ways to remotely set the bombs.
So the what?
If that were.
So the what?
To remotely set the bombs for detonation if we decide to go in that direction.
You have bombs?
Oh, Six is apparently just spouting this out. Yes, that we've used those in the past successfully. Sorry.
What
That's fucking awesome.
what do you need to set off a bomb?
Hi, my dog. Not my dog. My dog does not need to set off a bomb.
Yikes.
Would you like to set off
well,
a bomb?
either a deal of force or a few minutes of time.
If you give me an hour, I can
Mhm.
put explosive glyphs into anything, and then I can set off the glyph, and it would create a bomb. Now, I'm not saying that we
Okay.
should go into this with the idea that we have to fight for ourselves. But
No, of
I'm the
course.
kind of person who likes to know that if someone's going to try to stab me in the throat, I'm prepared. I quite
Yes.
like my throat.
Yeah, I would. If I were you, I would enjoy your throat as well.
You don't like my throat, Six?
No comment specifically. It seems fine to me. Hi, puppy.
So
That's
we
my
have
dog.
we have
I
possibly a
decode,
bomb, glyphs.
He's like, no.
You
camera.
imbue torches with spells somehow.
through magic.
Magic.
Right, of course. This is the plan. Magic torches, glyphs, and a bomb.
You're on
And
camera.
discussion.
The hope is that no blows come. However, I want to say this next part with a little bit of just a little bit of sarcasm. Commander, what would you like us to do with the queen?
Well, ideally I want her imprisoned so she can stand trial for the atrocities she's committed upon the city and my people. However, given we don't have the facilities for that, I want her dead. But
So,
if
we
you
should
don't
go
intend to kill her here, that's fine.
should we go into this with the thought that we kill the queen where she sits?
You could. Or
I think it's going to depend at least partially on her reactions. I don't think we just plan to murder a person.
I mean,
you're gonna have a chat with her, and if it doesn't go well, she won't walk out of that tavern.
We'll be prepared for that.
Very well.
well, then I guess we have a few messages to send.
Right. So you send those messages. I'm going to go see about those mercenaries. Should I go inform them of the plan?
Yes, inform them. I've already paid their wages.
Very well.
for the
Right.
day.
Again, thank you for that. We can pay them for some time. I'll go ensure they are put to good use. I'll start gathering some cloaked rangers to join the other 4 on a farm building expedition, and I'll see who I can get to actually do the farming. Good work, everybody. He looks around. Don't touch my stuff. He starts to get up.
As he says good work, I would start to leave
Okay.
immediately. Good luck. What?
Right.
Alistair very slowly extends his finger out towards the paper on Light's desk.
Light stops at the door, turns around. That was an order, Alistair. He says, smiling.
I slowly retract my finger.
Very well, and he leaves. Doran, I presume you, if Light's leaving, you also want out.
I leave before him. Oh, I don't have mage hand, otherwise I'd fuck with his desk.
Right. So Doran leaves, and the commander walks out. Are y'all gonna hang out there a minute longer, or are you gonna leave as well?
When the commander's at an earshot, I look at Bess and I go, I suppose arcane eyes aren't really touching.
You know, I don't suppose they are.
Loophole.
Interesting.
So, Doran, the commander, seems to leave the Shinebright Manor and start walking somewhere to either talk to citizens. He's gathering people for this farming expedition. Is there anything you're gonna do, or are you gonna wait for the party?
I will go to the place I know civilians can stay in Shinebright, in the manor.
Okay.
Or is it Is the entire manor off limits or just his office?
You haven't been explicitly told.
I will find the first person I can and ask.
You would learn. Actually, hey, you find Sam. Sam would inform you that that the commander's office is the only place that's off limits. Civilians can come in, because they need to be able to come in and find cloaked rangers and ask about things somehow. So
Okay,
you can hang out literally like right here.
I want to hang out and get to know Sam.
Sure, you hang out with Sam for a minute, who doesn't seem super keen on chatting, but doesn't abruptly turn you down.
Do you like fish people?
He gives like a light smile at that. No, I think they're annoying.
Haven't I'm assuming through my conversations with people, I've heard the story of how he got lit on fire like 4 times.
Yeah.
I would like to bring that up as much as possible while I wait for them.
You get a lot of sighs from Sam. The rest of you, though, are you sending the message in his office?
Yeah.
Sure. You go ahead.
Ready?
Yeah.
This is the Bronze Toes requesting your audience at noon at Old Main Gate Tavern. Bring guards if you like, not intending to fight you.
Okay. There's
You can reply to this message.
those last ones I don't think can get in there. Can they? No. I think that gets cut off. But either way, you presume the queen knows this. You wait. About 2 minutes later, you get a response. Okay. That's it.
Did it sound like you sent it with a smiley face? Was that like the inflection in her tone, or just like agreeing, or like... Give me an emoji here.
There's no emoji here. You interpret that as you will. It was, okay.
You said it way more excited the first time. You gotta
I don't think I
decide on
did.
how. I
You did.
You kind of did.
I don't think I did.
You were like, okay.
No, I can repeat for the third time. Okay.
Okay, no.
You did it different.
Yeah, you've done it differently all 3 times.
Okay.
The,
What do you want?
the third
No,
time.
4.
Emojis!
Okay, the second time and third time sounded very similar. The first time had way more excitement. So I'm gonna
Okay. What do you want from me?
It was a smiley face.
She
emoji,
said,
guys.
okay.
Yeah.
You cannot You cannot gather from this spell if she was smiling while she said it. You
But it's
can
her voice.
decide.
Which voice did it sound like of all her personalities?
Okay, best
When
roll.
you hear someone talk and they have a smile, you can hear it in their voice, and this is her voice talking in someone's head.
So do you hear a smile when Holden says it?
No, I hear an angry frown.
Because that's just Holden. Holden's voice
it as
is
you will.
an angry frown.
Clara,
as
Bess,
you
make an
will.
insight check with disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
Yes, disadvantage. You're not looking at her. You have no fucking clue.
God
In fact,
damn it,
she might have
Holden!
been crying for all you know.
You know
Holden,
what, Holden? I don't appreciate you. I'm putting a smiley face in there. That's how I'm reading it.
If you want to read it as a smiley face, go ahead.
Would you read it as a smiley face if you were the one writing notes, Holden?
Hold on. Let me just Good to know. Okay.
Do you think you can scare me? I know that trick, motherfucker.
Yeah, you know the trick, so you know. Either that was complete bullshit, or I'm actually planning something, and you can't know which one it is.
Yeah, but because I'm me, I'm just gonna assume you're not planning anything. If it's bullshit, I'm gonna keep going.
Holden's
with my-
always full of shit.
Damn. Get shit on, kid.
Hold on,
I
I'll make
love
a roll after that one. It's a death saving throw because that one hurt. I guess you pass.
Okay, moving on.
Oh no!
So,
Holden's like,
I take it back.
actually, I'm gonna say Blake, roll 3d6 for me,
Okay.
Oh no!
and Clara, roll 1d3.
No, thank you.
Please do.
What are you gonna do if I don't?
I'll choose for
Roll
myself,
for
and you don't want me to do that. Oh, okay, that's the one you didn't want.
The same result anyway.
Yep, it would have been. Okay, so that goes up by 10. Got it.
How you doing, Holden?
We?
I'm doing good because I know I actually just did something that is going to be detrimental to you guys later. So, Beth sent the message. She got an okay back, and she thinks the queen was smiling with that okay. What would you guys like to do?
Holden, I think I'm gonna be sick next week.
Yeah, man, I think this campaign is actually getting a bit much for my schedule.
I agree.
Hey, are we done yet?
Fuck all of you.
You want to play this game, bud?
Sorry, I was playing Farmville on Facebook. I didn't notice.
You ain't got nobody to punish. You ain't got nobody to punish if you have no players, bitch.
Who actually holds the power here?
Well, me, until you all decide to take it away from me. This is a very, this is a democracy.
I will be finishing up bullying Sam because I have to do that with every character I play.
Yep.
Once the party arrives and tells me she was smiling, I will go, nah, I don't think so. I think she sounded more frustrated.
You didn't
Like,
even
she was
listen.
I don't know, I'm just based off my own opinion. I think she sounded like she's gonna punish us later because she's a cranky crybaby man.
Woman.
No, that sounds about right.
You like that one, Holden? So we have a meeting tomorrow at noon, which means she's probably going to be there around 10, waiting for us. So
Well, let's get there at 7.
Which means she's going to think we're going to get there at 7, so she's going to get there at 6:30, which means we have to be there now.
We gotta do what parents do for the airport. Oh god, our flight's at 6 p.m. Better leave at 2 a.m.
So should
No one
we
else?
Start walking now,
Oh
Dora?
yeah, I get the joke. Thank you.
Ugh, tough crowd.
So should we leave now? Should we wait till morning?
But
What time is it?
By now, you guys arrived probably around 1-ish, maybe a little earlier. But now it's maybe like 2 in the afternoon, maybe.
Plenty of time to get there this evening.
Bess, could you maybe scry on her and see where she is and what she's doing?
I sure can try.
Do better than try. Succeed.
Bess, I also need to talk to you about something when we have a second.
Okay.
6. Well, they're talking about something. I'm going to talk to you about something.
I doubt it.
I doubt it. He says, "Hey, 6, can we talk?" No.
Well, I'll talk to myself when I look like you. That counts.
I'll be there.
What? You're giving me mixed signals, man.
What would you like to tell me, Doran?
They're not talking yet.
Oh. Thought you
Is that
were
what
gonna
we're
get a head
doing
start.
first?
No, you're going to try to scry on her first. I'm going to...
Oh, Bess, this is just whenever we have a
Oh.
second.
Oh, okay. Well, after I'm done scrying, we can do that. I'm gonna move into our office.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
We have an office.
Wait, where's our office again? Is it over? Is it this one?
Yeah.
No.
It's the one with the 2 chairs over here. That's yours and 6's desk.
2 chairs.
Wait, I'm gonna stand on this chair. There
Okay,
we go.
so
I'm
you
gonna-
go back
I'm
to
gonna
the entrance and sit on a chair where a guard is supposed to be.
Is there a guard there?
If she wants to sit there, no.
No, I'm gonna sit there, and
Okay.
the guard's gonna be there. I'm gonna sit in his lap. I'm
All right.
kidding.
So you guys move to the entrance.
6 is like, whoa, 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 whoa.
6 starts to beat the shit out of him.
This poor guard is just sitting kind of bored, like whatever. A fucking colonel comes in. This cute ass little colonel comes in, sits on his lap, and he's like, what? And then 6 walks in. No, you fucking don't, starts beating the shit out of him.
I killed a man for assuming.
Hey, man, Christian killed a man for being a little rude on Tuesday.
She
so...
did, and that was not okay.
I'm gonna do the scrying thing then.
Okay, you're gonna attempt to scry on the queen.
Yeah.
As
Let me...
though- I don't think you have anything that will make her, give her any sort of penalty on her saving throw, correct?
I distract her by yelling so loud she wonders what that noise is. No?
Yeah, I don't.
Alright.
I don't know. I mean, that no. Yeah.
What's your DC?
17.
Okay, well, that's what she rolled naturally. So, as you sit down and attempt, you focus on the orb. I presume you're using the orb. And you focus on the queen. You conjure images of her in your mind. You feel Mistra herself take your consciousness and lift it. Strangely, in the past, you've kind of felt like you've traveled at light speed over to where your target is. Your consciousness is lifted, and it's like you're getting an eagle-eye view of Shine Bright, and then you're back. Unsuccessful.
Well, that didn't work.
I thought I told you to succeed.
Hey, man, I don't always get to choose. Oh, what the hell?
I'm disappointed in you, son.
I don't get to choose how well people do when I'm trying to spy on them.
Well, why don't you?
That's not how magic works.
Think you would know? I kind of give her a little smirk.
I cross my arms and glare angrily.
I give her a little sly smile.
I get angrier.
I make my lips very puffy because I can do that.
I hate you. I hate you.
So,
Like
Alistair, what did you want to speak to me about?
stung by a bee, puffy. So what do you want to do?
I will talk to you tonight when it's more of a one-on-one thing.
Oh, you guys leave then. Go on a walk. Have a nice
Okay.
romantic walk with Doran 6.
Boy, I say with my puffy ass lips.
What did you say?
Lips?
Boy,
You made your lips ass lips?
you want? I can make my ass big as I start walking away. I want to give myself a mad dump.
all right.
It is your
as
bum,
Doran,
bum,
as Doran starts walking away, you all hear as that fat dumper starts clapping its way out of there. 6, are you joining Doran?
God.
Sure. All right. So you follow the dumpy. 6 and Doran make their way out of the Shine Bright Manor. Alistair, Bess, do you want to go to Secret Secrets or?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Then we will.
What are you
Like,
glaring
where's
at?
the trivia?
All right. So you two have the room to yourselves.
I have been thinking of finding a new religion per se. Mistra is the goddess of magic, correct?
Oh yeah, baby.
I'm interested in becoming a follower of her to a degree. Not my god, but more of the thing that I worshipped from a young age that I heard about in myths is really based on the shit that I've seen people do. I don't really believe it's merit anymore. I don't think of it as a godly item per se. So I'm kind of, I point to the earring that I have, and it's a really ornate cube. It's just a myth. I've never actually seen it, nor have I heard of anybody else who has ever seen it. So I think it's time to put that one down. And I'm wondering if you could help me kind of get in contact with her, if that's how you do it.
Have you attempted to reach out to this other deity?
I don't even know if it's a deity. I think it's just an item.
Can I?
All the myths that I've heard of it, it has only been described as an item. It has never been described with a consciousness.
May I take a closer look at this item, please?
Yeah, I unclip it and I kind of give it. Holden, you would know that this is.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's not in your
the thing
backstory.
that-
Is the main thing. So.
Yeah, the thing that I forgot to add in there.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I know what you're
So
talking
Bess
about.
is like, yep, that's definitely a cube.
I'm gonna cast my 5th level legend lore.
Oh Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
So I gain info on the item that I'm touching.
Yes.
Alright. Bess, I'll send you it.
Here's the thing: you're not touching the item. You're touching sort of a replica. So I'm going to allow this, but make. He's also never brought this up, and you've never heard of it. You can make an Arcana check with disadvantage, or religion, one of those two, to see what you can glean with this spell from his earring.
Oh.
As you touch it and you focus and you attempt to allow Mistra to join you in your consciousness and your stream of thought to try to ascertain more about this item, you focus and you get glimpses, not so much information as you get glimpses. You get glimpses of this cube, but it's glowing. It's blue, and then it slowly dims and becomes a dark purple, and then it brightens to a yellow, and it seems to be breathing colors. It's strange. And as you're seeing this in your head, you're trying to ascertain what it is, where it is, why it is, and all you can understand is it's almost as if it's alive. A deity isn't quite right. An item isn't either. It's something more. It's terrifying and beautiful. It kind of, in your mind, this image captivates you, and you find yourself almost forgetting that you're touching Alistair's earring, and you're just in your head focused on this shifting colored cube.
I sent you the link for it.
Okay. And in a strange way, you almost feel as though it's looking at you. And you want to approach it. But then all at once you realize it's almost as if in your mind's eye you want to reach out to it, but Mistra pulls you back away from it, and you're snapped back into reality. Oh, there goes gravity.
Fuck.
And
knew you
I
were
did
gonna
it
do
before
that.
somebody else did. And you're left there, kind of just back in yourself, kind of holding this cube. And it is befuddling. It is, what you just saw was strange. You have no idea what it was, but it was powerful, and it felt alive.
That's an interesting item you have. Where did you get it?
I didn't even think to ask myself that question in my backstory.
That's okay. I don't have to ask that.
Alistair would he'd just sit there for a second and go, I actually don't know. I've had it for so long that I don't remember where I got it. I suppose it's kind of
Okay.
worrying, actually.
That
So, Mistra,
What do you want to know of Mistra? What are you seeking to gain?
are there any, like, I don't know, I want to talk to her about advancing in my own magical abilities.
Like creating your own spells?
I have a spell in mind, and I don't know how to get it, 100% to work. But honestly, just to adopt a new faith in the magic that she possesses.
Okay.
I feel like it would be a welcome change of pace for me. Because who I am right now, this group is changing me, and I think it's for the better, honestly. And I don't feel like the Alistair that I was when I joined is the correct Alistair I need to be right now.
Okay. I would suggest beginning to pray for her. Pray to her, rather. I do so every day before I go to bed. And sometimes in the morning I do as well. And you don't always get a response. There's no guarantee as to what answers you'll glean from the questions you ask her. I can't just cast the message spell and ask her to talk to you. I will mention you in my prayers to her tonight, and I suggest that you pray to her yourself.
Of course.
Yeah. These are all really
Well-
good questions. I wonder. Let me check my inventory here. Do.
Do you by chance have any spare hysterium? I know that we've been kind of walking through it. I don't know if you've picked up any chunks.
I was gonna see if I had any literature about Mistra for you, but unfortunately I don't. And yes, actually I do, but it's only this one, and I'd pull out the purified crystal. Through the power of Mistra, I was able to purify this so we can touch it without problem. Here you go.
Oh, it's pure. I need a chunk of the unpurified. I want to try something.
I would ask 6. I bet he's got some.
Noted. Well, thank
Were
you.
there other questions that you had for me? I feel like I didn't do a very good job of answering.
No, that was actually extremely helpful. It's a very good first step. I don't want to dive, I don't want to get a rock put in my chest on the third day being there. But, it's a good step to start off. I like it. I actually have my own spell book that I've been working on, where I've kind of been jotting down ideas and just stuff that I want to get better at, per se. And I'd pull out the spellbook Holden and I'd show her.
Yeah.
Just, it's a very ornate leather-bound journal. It looks more like a journal than a spellbook, but inside is like quality paper on which spells are written.
Ooh.
I actually bound all these myself back in Cortesca.
That's amazing.
I have 12 others, but those are all of my research notes.
What are you researching?
Not good things. Back in the day, not good things. Now it's probably actually still not good, but I've shied away to a degree, and I feel like this is another step in shying away more from that.
Interesting.
One day.
If you do have any more questions, please let me know. I would love to help out more, and I will mention you in my prayers to Mister tonight.
Thank you. I
You're
really
welcome.
appreciate it, and Alistair would bow to you.
And I would bow back.
Right. With that, do you guys catch up with the group?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but as
Well,
we're
I think
leaving,
they wanted
I'm gonna
to talk.
Did they?
well.
I'll go back to in-game. You guys hang out here once you're done. But what, Clara?
Oh, as we're leaving, whenever we do, I want to be wearing one of my stilts, trying to jump instead of walk on one stilt.
Make a straight dexterity check. I'm gonna go see if they want to talk about
God
something,
damn
and
it.
if they don't, I'll drag you guys back over.
Barcode
Right.
number, so like
So-
on a barcode.
Um,
No, at a library. No.
While
Yes, the Emperor's book.
those
Okay.
two were having their chat, was there anything you guys wanted to discuss?
We had a discussion. I think we're
Do you have
okay.
any siblings?
I mean, sort of.
How many
How many what now?
siblings?
Oh, that I guess that kind of depends on your definition of the word siblings. By blood, none as far as I know. But there were more like me. I
Well,
know
I
that.
mean, how many do you consider your siblings? It's not a matter of what I think. I want to know what you think.
Oh, I'm alone in this world, Doran. I do not have any siblings. The only family that I have is the family that surrounds me now.
Are we not your siblings then?
Perhaps Bess is not.
Fair enough.
But I would consider you and Alistair siblings. Yes.
So you have siblings. I don't believe the word sibling should be just related to those of blood. Same with family. Family is more who you choose. I don't give 3 shits who's related by blood. Blood
Agreed.
can leave you. Blood can turn you into a rat and then leave you. You know, these things happen.
Blood can drown you.
I've never had it happen, and I hope I don't.
Right. All right. Should we have the other two join then?
Sounds good.
All right. So,
I would like to see Bess
she went to the
drown
bathroom
someone
real
with her
quick.
own blood.
as you guys go for a little stroll, Doran's booty cheeks clapping the entire way.
I would shrink them back to normal size, which is still pretty thick.
Boo. Eventually, Bess
All the
and
guards are like, oh.
Bess
Does
and
anyone-
Alistair rejoin you guys, both seeming quite satisfied with whatever conversation they just had.
Are you guys satisfied with the conversation you just had?
I am. Quite satisfied with the conversation I just had. Thanks for asking.
So, and you do see the commander is nowhere in sight, but the 4 mercenaries you had left here seem to be not here anymore. They you don't see them immediately, so you can assume the commander sent them somewhere, did something. And the 4 mercenaries you had stay here to start building are already at work. So, what would you guys like to do now? It is still mid-afternoon.
You will notice that Alistair does not have his earring in anymore.
Yes, he did always have a cube earring on, which is now gone.
I got
I-
hungry.
Look really close at your ear.
There's a hole in there. Be careful.
Can I
Don't
put
fall in.
Finger in?
I don't think it's big enough for that. You can. Don't try. Actually, that would be stupid.
I kind of pull out my Tanto knife. I can make it bigger.
No, thank you.
What happened to your ring of ears?
I got hungry. You can't tell if I'm lying.
I mean, I don't have to tell if you're lying to know you're lying.
No, you physically, the ring prevents you from knowing if I'm lying or not.
I can tell you're
Okay,
telling a joke.
It prevents him.
I
The
pat
ring.
my belly.
The
and
ring
burp.
prevents him from trying to like read you to understand if you're sneakily lying. It does not prevent him from.
Fuck.
It does not make him believe you if you say that you were born on the moon.
Damn it! Can we get a ring that does that then? Hey, I was born
Feasibly?
300,000 years ago. Oh shit, he really is old, isn't he?
Perhaps.
That would be such a good ring. I have an army of 6,300 men waiting outside your gates right now. Oh shit, that's a big army.
I just kind of squint at you and go,
Invisible.
"You're more of a picky eater than I am. I don't believe you."
I don't consider myself. I don't think I'm a picky eater. Am I really a picky eater?
I will turn my head and nose up at him.
Right.
I like almost all food.
With that, what are you guys doing?
Are we heading to set up base? Are we sleeping? Are we?
I'm gonna start asking if any of the guards know where Light sent the 4 that showed up, the mercs.
Okay.
So I will start doing that.
Yeah. It doesn't take long. Within a minute or two, you actually notice them hanging out in one of the cloaked ranger tents, just over here where I'm pinging, with a group of cloaked rangers. It seems they're gearing up and getting ready to go.
You guys have orders to head out?
One of the cloaked rangers will actually look up. Yes, sir. We'll be heading south towards some of the old farmlands, per the commander's order, and we'll be guarding them for the time being, helping to clear out the area if need be. A few men have already volunteered to begin the farming efforts. So
Where
we're.
you headed?
But what was that? You're still really muffled.
Sorry, how far south were you headed?
Not very
Are you-
far, just a couple of miles toward the city. Well, we're gonna go ahead and make sure it's all right.
Let's see. I asked if they're going as far as the old headquarters.
No.
Okay.
He would explain to you. They're heading just like here.
Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. Well. Carry on, I guess. I'm
Sure.
gonna go talk to some people.
Yes, sir.
Have a good time. All right. I turn back and I head back to the group to let them know. They've been assigned at this point. It sounds like they have a pretty decent idea where they're headed off to.
Yeah, it looked like there were the 4 mercenaries and 4 cloaked rangers.
Wasn't that the entire point of the meeting with Light? Didn't we already know
Yes.
where they were
Sorry.
headed?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'm lost. I'm just lost.
We'll find you.
Thanks, guys. I thought we were going to try to take them with us.
No, we're gonna have people meet us. Have we decided if we
Okay.
want some Pretians standing by as well?
Yes, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah,
did too.
I personally do have a good bias towards Pretians, and I believe that we could rely on them.
Then we should send a message off to, what's that guy's name again? 6? You know his name?
Colonel.
Harker superstar.
Ramson Willows. He's a colonel.
Yep.
It's 60 by any chance? I asked Beth. She doesn't have any. You have any chunks of hysterium on you, perchance?
Frame chunks.
I
Small,
cover my-
small-ish chunks.
I cover my chest up when he says.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Not yours.
Just
The purified stuff won't work for what I want to do anyway. I don't think so, at least. I haven't. I'm doing an experiment. Yeah, Alistair
do
kind of
not
get
appear
a
to
grin
be-
on his smile on his face.
I do not appear to be carrying anymore. I have some hysterium mushrooms.
I don't. No, I don't think so. But thank you.
Okay.
We'll find
Uh,
some. On the way, I'm sure.
Apologies.
No, you're fine. If you don't have any, you don't have any.
unless he's lying to you, and he does.
That would be kind of shitty of you, Six. No, I'm kidding.
I say we pin him down and search him.
It would be.
I'm not gonna take
I
part in
say
your
you
erotic
don't.
fantasies, Doran.
I tackle 6.
However, I will
She's-
take part in
she's searching
watching
me,
these
I said.
erotic fantasies.
Hey man, you are always in them in my dreams. And I start walking away.
Oh, I forgot. With a 24, Bess probably doesn't tackle 6 because currently she's clumsily but staying up, hopping on one
That's
stilt.
great.
Oh my. It's a good trick.
I forgot she's
Like
doing
she's
that.
wobbling around quite a bit, but she's doing it.
I got some mad fucking skills, boy.
I look at Bass and go, you know, maybe you should just run away and join the circus.
I'm gonna fall over on top of him.
Yeah.
Bess is she's officially turned herself into a bludgeoning weapon. It's pretty impressive, actually.
I like it.
I would like to shield.
You're not gonna catch.
You didn't tell me to.
They say both on the ground.
You can't just fall on someone and expect them to catch you. It's
Fell
lunacy.
so slowly, you should have been able to tell.
That's called a trust fall.
Yeah, it was a trust exercise, Doran.
What? I failed.
You did.
With that, what are you guys doing?
Sending the message off to
Ramson
Colonel
Willows.
Willows.
Colonel Willows. So what's the message? Who's sending it?
Well, only
Wait,
one
why
of
are
us
we
can.
sending a message when we could just walk over? How far of a walk is it?
It's a few hours back to the old Cloaked Rangers headquarters. The
Oh.
tavern where you've set up this meeting is right in the middle on the way.
Alistair's like, I'm tired of walking.
Yeah, if
60
only
carry
you
it.
had a couple horses in a cart.
Yeah.
Hey, do you think we should try to get a couple horses and a cart from the commander?
The last time we did that, they got eaten.
We could stop that
True.
this time, though.
Could we?
Probably not. I do get the night eats.
You are a very interesting fellow.
Never mind. I'm not. That was gonna be really dumb. So I'm kind of glad I stopped myself.
I'm not a fellow.
They used to call me
Well, that
Hungry
was-
Monkey.
So you're sending a
Okay,
message.
so what is this message I'm sending? How many people are we asking for?
Tell
3?
him. I'd say tell him the game plan. Tell him we don't want her to know it's a. So we're meeting with the Queen of Thieves, who we have previously mentioned.
How many
Yeah.
people am I asking for?
I wouldn't give a number, to be honest. I would say I would tell him what's going on, and tell him we'd like to be prepared with men in case things go sour. Let him make up the mind because he knows better than me the capabilities of his men. Unless you guys have a specific number in mind, we don't know how many cloaked rangers we're getting.
60. I do not. I trust the commander to discern an appropriate number of soldiers and send them.
All right, then we can trust the colonel to do the same.
Agreed.
So just basically tell him the plan. Tell him we'd like to have more people on our side prepare. Holy shit, Jason, that's really zoomed in.
Yeah, I know.
people-
I'm trying to get it to go away now.
Some more people on our side prepared to jump in or come to our aid if we shoot a flare up.
Okay. Clara, are you thinking of a message? Yeah. Okay. While she's thinking of that, we'll retroactively go back and when she sends it. For the time being, are you guys heading to the tavern now? Or are you going to relax a bit, head tonight? What's the plan?
Tavern nowish.
Yeah, so I'd say let's get some grub quick, and then head there. And I guess for the first time in forever, we're gonna have to do night watches, aren't we?
All right.
Alistair, I believe, has a faithful hound or something.
I do have my faithful hound.
And a hut.
Yes, for us.
Okay. So, you guys wait around for just a moment, relax while you can, until you grab an early dinner. Again, nothing phenomenal, the usual stew, but you have your fill, and around 4-ish, somewhere late afternoon, early evening, you begin your trek over to the old Main Gate Tavern. Along the way, Alistair,
I'd like to look for a chunk of hysteria,
exactly.
maybe.
Make a perception check for me.
I'll help him if he doesn't
the
mind
red-
along the way. I know he's looking for it.
Yeah.
It's the red flare that's the signal, right?
Oh, I have
Red
so
flare
many
means
tabs
please
open.
come.
Okay, perfect.
Perception?
Thank you.
Yeah, with advantage if 6 is helping you, since you have
I
voiced
am.
your want.
Can I
Okay, thank you.
remove the advantage just for
You can briefly.
Wow, I rolled a
kidding?
2. No, that's not right.
You rolled a 17 plus 2.
I don't have a +2 to perception.
Well, either way, you rolled a natural 17 along the way, with 6's help. The
I have
city
a
walls.
+9.
Oh.
Now
no,
you roll a 2.
No, it's still just plus 2.
What the fuck?
I don't know. Let me look at your sheet quick.
I haven't changed anything
Hold on.
on
Let
it.
me look. Perception.
I have expertise in it.
Oh, yeah. No, straight up. It's only showing up as a plus 2. That is very odd.
Here, try to relaunch it.
Yeah. That's very weird, because even when I rolled it, I see a plus 9 right there, and it just didn't. Either way, so it's a plus 9, so you got a 26 on the first one. With 6's help, the city walls have done well to keep the hysterium largely inside. Not much has crept out. However, as you approach Main Gate along this path, heading toward the tavern, which is relatively close to the actual city wall, revisiting the kind of half wreckage of the rat horde, takes you just a couple hours walk, only just. Along the way, as you get closer to the city walls, you do catch a couple of almost small veins of it just cropping out of the ground a little bit, and you're able to grab a small shard, a small chunk for your purposes.
Sweet.
I would like to touch it just to see, because I haven't touched it since I got the rock in my chest.
Yep, you just touch it with your bare hand. It's not comfortable entirely, but it doesn't bother you much.
I smile, look at 6, and give him a thumbs up.
Does it sting when I pick it up? Just because it's hysterium.
If you're picking it up with your bare hand, yeah, just a little bit.
Okay, then yeah, I would pick it up and put it in a cloth and then
Yep,
pocket it.
can do. You pocket it. Claire,
Next
do you
time
have a
you want
message?
I can pick it up.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
We are meeting with Queen and need stealthy men to defend us in case meeting goes bad. Red flare is signal. Main Gate Tavern, noon.
Okay.
Probably don't know where the main gate tavern is, but I don't want to expend all my spell slots to have to
Right.
fight.
A couple moments go by, and the reply comes in. Ah, Elizabeth. Good to hear from you. I could spare a few. Where's Main Gate? Also, noon tomorrow? Noon when? There's a pause. Should they just meet there?
Okay, I'm just gonna use however many spell slots it will take to tell him the whole spiel of what we're doing. And
Okay.
I don't want to come up with a full message for that because it takes me forever to figure stuff out.
Okay. Okay.
So just tell me how many spell slots to expend.
Just expend 2 more. And you will get it across to him that you want them to meet up with some cloaked rangers a little ways past the main gate tavern. And it's tomorrow that you're gonna need them just as security, not to fight anyone per se. Two more spells, you'll get the message across. And he agrees. You can expect a few.
Sick. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so eventually you guys do make your way to the tavern, and
It's a familiar
actually,
place.
yeah, I actually found the old map. So if you scroll down a little bit,
Look at this.
yeah, you got the old tavern here.
Has Bess been here as a person?
I don't know that she has. I think you remember it as a rat.
Remember this place, Max?
What was
Wow, Jason, yeah, what's up with your mic?
Well, anyway, as you guys arrive at the tavern, we'll be wrapping up here in just a moment. Is there anything you'd like to do before we wrap up tonight, as you guys are kind of preparing for your meeting tomorrow?
How much time do we have before we should have to go to bed to get a full rest and be up around probably 10 a.m.?
We probably got like 5-6 more hours.
Okay, I will. I have to see how many times I can do this. Give me a second. I have to look into the capabilities I have to prepare some glyphs.
Okay.
Bess, do you have another purification spell available?
Only for you.
We had thought back there at the church maybe we would try purifying the tattoos. See what would happen.
Do we want to try that right now before?
That is a good
Before
point. We do have
Let
stuff
me-
going on.
Let me do a big think here and postulate on what might happen. Can I do, Holden, a check to see if I have any insights as to like what that could do?
You can make an Arcana check.
Arcana?
Yeah.
Alistair's gonna sit down at the table and pull out his book.
Sure.
And I get advantage because I'm being so caring?
No. You don't get disadvantage because I'm nice.
Aw.
4. Okay. With a 4, you know, you don't have a great understanding of the hysterium as it is. And you're not sure how it is infused into Six's being, into his self. You could surmise that you could possibly purify it in the same way you purified the shard you have now, but you have no idea what that would do to Six's physiology. You have no idea how that would affect him. But you can surmise that you could do it, probably, at least to a section or a portion of the tattoos or of his body.
6. After we get out of this, I promise I will attempt it. You just have to promise me not to die. Now or later when I try to purify the tattoos.
I would love to promise that. We'll talk about it.
Yay.
Okay.
Other than that, nah.
Because it doesn't say they don't, I have to ask you, do my glyphs stack? Let's say I put 3 explosive glyphs around each other, I activate them all at the same time. Does the damage stack from one to another?
Well, are you asking, like, can you put them all together or?
No, like okay, they do the explosive glyphs when they explode.
Mhm.
It's a dex saving throw.
Mhm.
And they do 5d8 of a damage type that I picked.
Yep.
Can I put 3 around each other and have them stack for a total of 15d8, or is it 1 damage at a time?
To my understanding of glyphs of warding, if you can, let's see, until dispelled or triggered, if you set them all up right next to each other with the same trigger, and then they would all activate at the same time, and it would be 5 and 5 and 5. So essentially, yes, they would stack, sort of. Yeah.
Then because they're a 10-foot space and the explosion is a 20-foot radius, I would say, all right, guys, I'm going to set up 3 20-foot radius little explosions around each other that when I set it off, a large explosion will happen overlapping and do a lot of damage in one space.
Are these glyphs invisible?
You need to. They're nearly invisible, and they need a intelligence check,
Okay.
investigation specifically.
Okay.
However, what I would want to do, I'd like to move this chair here.
That chair there?
Yep, this chair
Mhm.
here, like one over to the left.
Okay.
I think. Give me a sec. 20-foot radius. Okay. One forward, more closer to me. And then this one where I am standing.
Okay.
Okay. And on the bottom side of each of the chairs, so where it's not even fucking remotely visible.
Did you say they're 20
They're
foot radius?
20-foot radiuses.
Okay.
When they explode.
Oh, okay.
I will tell everyone that it will not go past the bar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boom.
And then I will put 3, 1 on each, on the bottom side, because Doran's not stupid. If he's setting a trap, he doesn't
Jason.
want people to be able to see it.
Do
Yes.
it again.
Boom.
And what kind of damage are you setting them to be?
Owie damage.
Thanks, Isaac.
Yeah, no problem.
Thunder on all 3. Yeah, thunder damage all 3.
Thunder damage. Okay. So here, and here.
I will look at 6 and go, what should the trigger word be? Before I place them, of course.
Muffins.
What?
Death muffins.
Oh, I was going to suggest bitch.
No, because I might accidentally say that.
Oh,
Chupacabra.
I just
Yay,
realized that Blake's
DeVito!
frozen. How long has he been frozen?
Try reconnecting.
I can see him.
I
He
No,
was
but-
frozen for me for a long time earlier.
Everybody else is okay.
No, what happened is my phone started to die, so I switched cameras.
You were stuck in like a like a reaching position. And
Yeah,
like,
that was me reaching for my cell phone because it beeped at me saying low battery, and I would hate for my camera to just shut off in the middle of us playing.
Danny DeVito.
I'm
Who's
just-
that?
Kaboom. Rick the Hammer Brutality.
All right. So you will take the time tonight to set up 3 kabooms.
All right.
Is there anything else you guys would like to plan
Hi,
for, or
sweetie.
talk about, or do tonight?
Hey, Bess,
Yo.
do you have healing spells at the ready?
No. Never.
You are probably the worst cleric I've ever seen then.
I always have healing spells ready.
Cool, because this could go really good or really bad. I say popping the hysterium like a candy.
Oh. Oh.
Okay. First off,
Oh dear.
Alistair, you are going to take Um, 6 poison damage. However, describe to the party what happens next.
Oh boy, I didn't know I was doing this part.
Oh, do you want me to?
If you could, yeah.
Certainly. As he pops it in his mouth, you see him wince in pain a little bit. And he holds it there, and he doesn't swallow, but it's in his mouth, and he's just girding on it. And he reaches out his hands and kind of splays them around himself like a circle. And as he does so, piano keys start to form and hover around him until he reaches a full circle, and he is surrounded by keys. And he continues to wince. And you can see that these keys are slightly purple tinted. And it's almost as if when you look really carefully, it's almost as if there are strings coming from his mouth where he is biting down on his hysterium, connected to these keys, creating them. And he slowly brings his hands down and starts to play all around him. What do they hear? What would you like for them to hear?
I don't know. I was casting the spell right away.
Sing us a song.
I am the piano man now. Shit.
Please don't rickroll us.
Oh, I fucking could have.
What's my camera doing?
It sees a face. Oh,
You have a ghost in your house. And it's panning
Hey.
back and
Back
forth
and
between
forth.
you and the ghost.
Oh boy.
That's
Jason,
really
I want
funny.
you to look away, zoom out away, and then look at
Oh
it
fuck! That was in the. Sorry,
Like-
Claire. Ignore that.
Yeah.
like you're in the office.
Is it like an epic symphony? Is it calming? Like what?
Fucking synth battle. To start off with, it would kind of be based on what he's feeling right now and the horrible pain that's in his mouth. It would be kind of like a minor keyed piece. It would be very, very calming, could be said, but calming in like a something evil's about to happen and you're kind of just accepting your fate kind of way.
Is
It's
it
kind
dissonant?
Yes.
it's like a kind of creepy lo-fi with some dissonant tones.
You're
spread
like,
here
hey,
and
that's
there.
pretty good, but also, why do I have goosebumps?
Yeah, exactly. And
Holden?
as he begins to play, none of you are missing health. However, you can feel healing energy radiating from him and entering you, and you feel kind of inspired by what he's playing. It's very interesting.
Holden, all I can think of
You
is
do.
that's the sound of your nightmare.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
With
And-
gritted teeth, he kind of looks over and goes, "It worked!" Ow!
What did?
I'm gonna spit the hysterium out for one.
and the keys, they lose their purple tint. Are you trying to continue the spell?
Yeah, we'll see if it works.
Yeah, they lose their purple tint, and the music continues. And Alistair, you feel yourself as now that the hysterium has left you, you can hold it for another moment, and it continues playing, and then you all listen as this already kind of dissonant symphony around you starts to just lull into slightly like softer tones and quieter until the keys start to become more transparent, and then they fade away and the music is gone.
You would have noticed a hovering notebook with a pencil taking notes. I would have summoned a invisible,
Servant.
unseen servant, and he would have been taking notes on what just happened.
Sure.
I will pick up the spit out hysterium, clean it, and then immediately put it. I use prestidigitation so I know it's clean, and immediately put it in my mouth to see what happens. And like see if it's gonna do the same thing. Not
Okay.
knowing it was a spell, knowing like, oh, he put hysterium in his mouth and that something cool happened.
Alistair kind of just pog jams at him. He's like,
You put it in your mouth. That's kind of tingly. Oh, it's kind of uncomfortable. Yeah, nothing's happening. I don't know. I kind of don't like that. That's pretty much it.
Put it out then.
Yeah.
Alistair, that was amazing.
I took one of those rats apart when we fought them. That
Oh.
sounds as gruesome as it sounds. Yes. They have a special vein running from their heart to their brain. and it's like they get smarter by eating the hysterium. That's kind of how they function. And I wanted to know if I could do it. And I can.
So that means we need to start ingesting.
Well, no,
hysterium.
I didn't. Ingesting it probably isn't the right word. I don't know what I did. I kind of just bit it. And it's a rock, so it hurt like fuck, honestly.
Well, it's also hysterium, which
Yeah.
at least
I
for you.
don't know.
Consume it.
I don't think I will. I could. It would probably do irreparable damage to my stomach.
Well, what about the rats?
Like
Are
I said, they
actually
have.
eating it?
I'm assuming they are. They have a vein running to their heart, or running from their heart up into their head, which makes me think that the stomach absorbs the nutrients into the bloodstream, and the bloodstream pumps it through the heart, then taking the nutrients from that into the brain from the heart.
Like Martha speaks.
I don't know who Martha is, and I'm sure she does.
I know what you just referenced, Clara, and I'm mad that I know what you just referenced.
I know what she referenced too, but Alistair doesn't.
I kind of look at Alistair.
No, there was no alphabet soup involved.
Do we have that vein?
What?
Do people have that vein?
Not that I've seen.
Well, then otherwise I'd eat it because I don't take as much damage as you guys do.
Make one, Doran?
What?
Did you just say you ate it?
No, I said if I had that same ability that the rats do, according to you, I'd just shove it in my mouth because it doesn't hurt me that much.
And I know you can change your body, Doran. Can you make some sort of stomach-brain connection?
I only can change my appearance. I do not believe my organs change.
I was gonna say, can you change your biological?
I
could check if you have a vein. I have a spell for that.
I am actually gonna pass.
Okay, that's fair.
Do
Free vein
I have
checks
one?
for anybody who wants vein checks.
However,
Alistair?
I do not
Do
believe
I?
my biological functions change when I change. I've never been proven wrong because to do that you'd have to most likely cause irreparable damage to me,
Yeah.
and I will pass.
6, I can check if you have a vein. Would you like me to?
Yes.
Okay,
I
it
mean, it's not
involves me
gonna hurt,
probably
right?
touching your throat. Are you okay with me touching your
Okay.
throat?
Inside or outside?
Outside preferably. Inside
Yeah,
would
that's
work.
fine.
It would probably hurt a lot more.
Let's go outside.
Well, no, I thought you meant inside the throat. I'm gonna grab your throat.
I
and
did.
do a
I
thing.
did. I was kidding.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm gonna
okay.
hold on. I'm gonna scan.
Okay. Can I see the description on that again?
Yeah. Let me cast it. Why is it
'Cause I need to know
being
exactly what I'm
dumb
doing
and
here.
stupid all at the same time?
Dumb and stupid.
I had
That's a
that problem
combo.
all day.
Sorry, I gotta turn it down a bit. Little brothers are in bed.
What
Festivals.
nerd?
I know.
I have to probably text my mom and see how her doctor's appointment went.
All I know
That's
is
it,
that
huh?
I was able
Okay.
to use this on the rattling to check. You
Yes.
told me I could.
Yes, I did. Okay, so he walks up to you, 6, and he hovers his hand over you. And Alistair, only you can see like the actual effects of the spell. You can see within. But to the rest of you, it just appears as though where he hovers his hand, like a beam of light emanates from his hand, and literally like scans 6 as he kind of just extends his hand toward him and runs it up and down. And 6, what you do notice, what the rest of you notice is as that beam of light hits 6, when it does, the tattoos on that section of his body start to glow. So it's almost like he's producing like a UV effect on 6's tattoos right now.
Oh my god,
but
6
as
would be
you-
awesome at a rave.
As you run it around, he doesn't have that vein or whatever it was, that connection. However, he does have.
Fat pair
You
of
can't.
nuts.
They don't quite seem like veins. They're too small. They're too thin to be veins. But it's almost like a neural network of extra something running throughout his body, all starting from the heart and spreading throughout him, each connected to a different tattoo throughout his body.
Can everybody see this or just Alistair?
Just Alistair. The rest of you just see this weird UV effect on Six's tattoos.
Six, you're
Alistair
glowing.
definitely is like, what? He's like, Six, you know, you don't have the vein, but you do have like some cool shit going on, buddy. You've got like, I don't want to say veins because they're not veins. My head's telling me to say like a thin neural network. No, I'm kidding.
No, that's fair.
You've got like connections from underneath your tattoos. Like it's not just a physical thing.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Six, Jason, you see what I just saw?
I saw
He leaned
exactly
back,
what you saw.
put his head here, and the camera zoomed in on him as he was listening to you. It was the funniest thing I've seen all night. I'm so sorry. Please continue.
Sorry.
Are you bullying me, Six?
I'm not.
He was zooming in earlier too when you were.
That was so
I
perfect.
don't remember what we were talking about, but like he said something and then he zoomed in on his face, and I'm like,
Just
whoa.
the way he was like
So it's-
very much paying attention, and then it zoomed in on him. It was like he was like couldn't believe what he was hearing, and he was in the office just like, wow, like it was so good.
Isaac, it's automatic. He doesn't control it.
Automatically. I do apologize. I'm testing out a new
Yeah.
camera. I don't think I'm going to use it next week.
Yeah,
Are you
I'm sorry.
kidding me? That's fucking awesome.
No, I'm
Oh, yeah,
sorry
no,
to
it's
interrupt.
auto
There's a
like.
single fucking fly in here.
Oh, sorry.
Please continue. Please continue.
If
You were
move
explaining.
it-
It's like a
yeah.
neural network, right?
How do you get it to zoom in?
It's doing it all on its own. It's the firmware on the camera.
So
I don't know.
fucking
Oh,
cool.
oh, bye.
There's the ghost.
Bye.
It's
That's
so
so good.
It's so good.
Well, you've got like a thin network of vein-like structures that actually run underneath your tattoos to your heart, like kind of like what the ratlings have from their heart to their brain, but from your tattoos to your heart. Maybe the hysterium does change you biologically. If your tattoos are hysterium. I guess I've never asked, what are your tattoos?
That's a very good question. According to, what's his name? Not Zimmer. Malcolm. They are hysterium related. I know
Interesting.
he's the one that gave them to me. If anyone gave them to me at all, that is. But I don't know how they function, how they work, what they do, what they're trying to tell me.
But Alistair, you completely believe that that his tattoos are the neurological whatever that you said is because of the hysterium or the tattoo.
Possibly. I mean, the two instances that I have seen so far would match.
Well, then
The yeah, for the vein?
well, given that I have hysterium in my chest,
Yeah, I could.
it might have changed something about me that might be funky.
I kind of do that thing that doctors do before they put the stethoscope into you, where they kind of like rub it on their hand, they breathe on it, so it's warm.
I look at you and can I make your hand cold?
I hope you can't. That'd be mildly inconveniencing.
I'm looking. Give me a sec. I can chill warm or flavor. I chill your hand.
Feeling my hand being chilly, I use my own prestidigitation to warm it back up. Actually, that would probably just make it normal temperature.
Cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot.
My hand is feeling very conflicting temperatures right now.
That's
Please stop it.
Probably because you blew on it.
Yes, congratulations. Between your combined efforts, you have made his hand room temperature. Moving on.
I'll scan him. Sure.
Yeah, he extends his hand in a similar manner. There is not a UV effect, but Alistair, what you see, everything's pretty normal. Except
He's got 7 hearts.
he has the vein, as you have deemed it, but it's thin, like, and it's different from the rats. It's less aggressive. Like when you scan the rats, the heart connected up to the brainstem, and it was a rough, thick vein that ran up. On him, it's a slender, like a straight line, just straight from the heart up through his throat and up to his brain. It's thin and seems more intentional.
Well, be fucked. You do got it.
I bite into the rock in my mouth and try to swallow it.
You're gonna try to swallow it.
Yep.
Okay.
The second he says you have the vein,
Make a
Just
con
steps back and
save.
goes,
Not helping you people.
Bess, would you like me to scan you? It's
yeah,
free.
but I'm not eating any rock.
It's
17.
did I mention I'm proficient in saving throws with Constitution for some reason?
That's good because you've eliminated the possibility of this killing you.
Ah,
Doran collapses unconscious.
okay.
You've swallowed it. He does so, and he collapses
I
unconscious.
said I'm not helping you.
Oh, for
Nudge
fuck's
him with
sake.
my foot.
I don't move.
I really, really don't want to have to do a procedure to get that out of his stomach.
Can I do a medicine check to see what I need to do to fucking get him fixed?
You roll it.
Bess is like, you dumb motherfucker.
I told you I wasn't gonna fix you, and you did it anyways. Now I gotta fucking fix you.
Okay.
Doran doesn't think.
With just a medicine check, you go up. His vitals are faint, but there. So he has a pulse. He's breathing shallowly, but it's there. He's sweating a lot. He's really warm. And
With prestidigitation.
it seems you don't think he doesn't have wounds that you can see. A healing spell might help. It's hard to say exactly how you can help him, but he's not dying. You can tell that
Yeah.
much.
Bess,
What?
part of me just wants to see what'll happen.
You know, he's sweating an awful lot, but you're supposed to let them sweat it out.
I know, and if he has the vein, something good could happen.
Okay, let's just watch him and see what happens. And if need be, I'll jump in and see what I can do to help.
Do that spell that prevents them from dying all the way.
Okay, I spared the dying him.
Okay.
all the
You,
dead. Oh,
you cast Spare the Dying. You're quite confident he's not going to die.
I pull my notebook out and I start taking notes on him.
Yeah. You,
I would have told him that the trigger to set off all the bombs at once is, I guess we're fighting now.
okay.
So they would know, even if I'm not alive during the fight, that the bombs do not fade until they are dispelled.
If I'm not alive, dude. Well, you've eliminated the possibility of this killing you.
What you all observe and what Alistair you take notes on: profuse sweating. Even unconscious, he is wincing in pain. And every now and then he mutters something incoherent. But it's almost as if he's switching voices. He mutters something like low and gruff, and then he mutters something again in a higher pitched voice, and it's really, really hard to understand. You don't make out any words, but this goes on for 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 45, an hour.
Before the hour mark,
Yep,
I'll probably step in.
and
Well, I'm ready to there, so you can tell me.
Yeah. Well, okay. So nothing, is really happening. I don't know if healing him without taking the rock out is gonna do anything.
You know what? Let me try something.
Okay.
He swallowed the rock, right?
Can you
So we
purify
can
it?
assume, since it didn't get lodged in his windpipe, it's in his stomach. I'm gonna put my hands on Doran's stomach and cast Greater Restoration and hope it doesn't kill him.
Greater restorations of killing your party member.
I know we're meant to wrap up
Ironic.
in just a moment, but you guys have touched on something that I did not expect to happen. I'm gonna take him to Secret Secrets for like 1 minute. Torin, as you swallow it, you fall unconscious. Your vision fades to black. It seems like it was about 5 seconds. Voices in your head, a low, gruff voice arguing with a higher-pitched, more serene voice, going back and forth, back and forth. You can't tell what they're saying, but it's back and forth and back and forth. Dark, like explosions of dark fire, and then beams of light back and forth at each other. You don't understand what's happening. And then all at once, you wake up and you all of a sudden, your heart is pounding. You're covered in sweat. You feel horrible and Bess is standing over you with her hand on your stomach.
I'm assuming I have 1 health.
No?
Oh, back full.
Yeah, you're full.
Okay.
I'm gonna take you back.
Holy
I say you
fuck.
fucking shit.
Dude,
Shitter.
she goes, you guys left and she goes, what a fucking shitter.
So Bess, you extend your hand and you cast lesser restoration or greater on his stomach area, and Doran shoots up and gasps.
That was a fucking trip.
Oh my god!
Did it work?
Can I slap him
You sure can.
right across the face?
I
I
shield.
told you.
I immediately shield, just out of pure habit for something trying to hit me.
Bess, do you want to try to roll the hit then?
No, I
Okay.
don't. If he blocks it, who blocks it?
Okay, sure. So
You
she comes in for a
idiot!
slap and he just.
You idiot! You absolute fucking idiot!
I have things to report on what I've just experienced.
Oh my god.
Alistair looks intently with his pencil and he goes, yeah.
Voices, low and high, talking. I don't know what the fuck they were saying.
Hey, we heard you say so.
There were flashes of black fire.
No, or was it gibberish?
I just couldn't. I don't know, man. However, I do know I want to try that again.
Can you do cool shit now? Do you feel smarter?
I feel like trash.
Hmm.
Do I feel full? Like, did that fill me? Am I not hungry anymore?
No, but your stomach fucking hurts because you swallowed a rock.
Yeah, that's gonna have fun coming out.
Well,
Enjoy that.
I would like to do that again in a situation where we're much safer than now.
Yeah. I can set something up for that.
Scan me again. I want to see. I want to see if the vein has changed in any way. Sorry,
I will.
Jesus, camera. I love the camera, Jason, but it is a tad bit distracting.
Yeah, I'll scan him again.
Okay, you scan him again.
You fucking shitter.
What you
She
see,
goes, I'm not feeling you right now.
you can see the now purified crystal within his stomach. And
Well, there's your problem.
his-
You got a rock in your stomach.
the esophagus, or is it the esophagus? The tract leading down to his stomach,
That's the esophagus.
yeah, is
Yep, good
not
job, Holden.
doing too hot. It is torn up a bit. It's not permanent damage, but he's gonna have tummy aches and not feel great for a bit.
Would I know if he took damage from that? Or
Like-
was it gulp, I'm on the floor?
It was gulp. I'm on the floor. He seems
Like
fine.
Vicodin.
Like his behavior, his demeanor. He doesn't like seem injured. He doesn't seem like he's out of it. He's just. It's not, there is, you can see where it went down. It doesn't look awesome, but like it'll heal. It'll be okay. Especially probably in part due to Bess's greater restoration. But the crystal, yeah, the gem is now purified. It looks much like the one on his chest.
Oh,
But since it's
that's-
purified
you're
now,
welcome.
you can't see. You're kind of hoping to see like what happened, but it's purified now. There's not much to see
I
other
feel
than a
like-
little bit of damage.
How big was the chunk, if you had to give like a size estimate?
Oh, probably like
Quarter size?
just a little bit more, like
$half
enough
dollar?
that it wasn't a great like a $half. It wasn't a great idea to
Gotcha.
swallow, but it wasn't like trying to swallow a baseball.
Yeah, it wasn't like shred your intestines. But
Yeah, it was like not an easy ride down.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It was like you take a pill and you swallow it the wrong way and you can feel it all the way down.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well,
But the thin vein doesn't seem affected.
Doran, we should probably do that again in a better location with a smaller piece.
Gotcha.
Coughs
I'm
up
not
just a little bit of
helping
blood,
you anymore.
I go.
just like a tiny bit, just like a drop.
Not how I anticipated that to go. I'll be honest. That's my bad. That was my bad moment. I just
See
I've
the
nev-
difference? I didn't eat it, Doran.
Yeah. Correct. However, you said I had the vein, and we've seen ratlings eat it. Correct?
Yeah, but there's a little bit more. I feel like there should be more thought between these other creatures of smaller size and completely different race have this thing. I can do the exact same thing. I think there should be more thinking.
You're right.
That's like seeing like a bugbear and you're like, hey, he can, move a tree by grabbing it. I think I can. You can't.
Yes, you're right. But now we know for next time, a smaller piece. We'll try it in a safe area. You can scan me while it's in my body before it's purified.
You think I'm gonna help you with this again?
I said before it's purified. I mean, I normally anticipate you just trying to keep me alive. In general,
Bess, I'll take care of him next time.
Can you purify the rocks?
No, but I can remove it from him surgically.
Let's discuss this when we're not about to
Yeah, okay.
venture into imminent danger.
correct.
Yeah.
Right. Speaking
Probably.
of, that is where we're gonna wrap up for tonight. You guys, when we come back, we'll have
Imminent
a good few hours to prepare throughout the rest of the night, and then it sounded like you wanted to set up a night watch just to be safe. And we will return to that so you guys can think of how else you want to handle this situation for a whole week. We'll return to this situation next week when you guys are going to be presumably meeting with the Queen of Thieves in the old Main Gates Tavern.